Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Friday night. Back to Friday night, I guess this
Yes.
week since we did a Saturday morning last week. So that was
Yeah, we did.
that was actually a little awkward, man. It's just I
Well,
mean,
it
I know we used to be on Saturday
yeah,
mornings, but we've been on Friday night so long. It's kind of like, wow, this is awkward. But
it is weird when we go back to the quote unquote old schedule because yeah, I mean, here it is 10 o'clock on a Friday, and then we get up and we're doing 9 a.m. on a Saturday. The sun is out, and you're kind of half ass awake, and
mhm.
and all the other stuff. But I mean, those are the kind of accommodations we make when we make our virtual adventures overseas. And in case you guys missed it, this last Saturday we went to Iceland for the first time and
Yeah,
talked to Andres from the band Duft. That was a very good chat we had with them. So well,
yeah.
with him rather. So yeah, that was a good time. And keeping the streak alive for week number 4,
Mhm.
we bring it back to the United States. We actually bring it back to Tennessee on the heels of our interview with Halo Scars a few weeks ago. We welcome in Skylar from Broken Side to the program.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for having
Skylar,
me.
welcome in.
Thank you for taking your time out to join us, man. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm honored to be on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of glad to know that there's a lot of things cooking over in the east part of the state, man, with metal. So it's
It is
pretty
bumping,
awesome.
dude. It is a hotbed. A lot of great bands. A really good scene, man. It's for sure really good.
Yeah. I noticed that Halo Scars, like when I started posting my stories, a lot of those guys were just like, "Oh yeah." So evidently you got fans from other bands too. So
Oh yeah, we've played shows with Halo Scars.
yeah,
We're cool with them, man. They're super cool guys. We played maybe 3 shows with them, and we're playing again with them in July.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
yeah,
Very
they're
cool.
great, dude. They're good.
Yeah.
so to me that booking is awesome in a way because you kind of get almost everything that metal has to offer with YouTube bands.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of because you guys are so different. You know what I mean? It's like it's not you're not going to go out and get four metalcore acts if you got Broken Side and Halo Scars on the same bill. It's going to be a lot of diversity there. So
Oh
Oh,
yeah. No, for
God,
sure.
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
bringing up East Tennessee, I kind of like one of the bands I kind of compared you guys to was 10 years, of course, are from East Tennessee as well. So
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all probably get that a lot. Anyway,
We do. We've heard that. We've heard that quite a bit.
yeah. I kind of got a kind of a Chevelle 10 years Breaking
Tool.
Benjamin sometimes kind of vibe. Yeah. So,
Okay. Yeah, I've heard Tool. We've heard Tool. We hear Tool like just about every show.
oh really?
Yeah, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
man, y'all are kind of like a Tool, like a thrashier Tool. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if Tool's a little thrasher, I might like them then.
Well, our drummer actually played in a Tool cover band for a long time.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So yeah,
Nice.
he's Tool's like his favorite band.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
wow.
and like half the band is split because half of them hate Tool.
Really?
Yeah, and then then we have I'm in the middle. Like I appreciate them, I don't listen to them. And then-
Same. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, I can respect the career, and I think Danny Carey is a fucking phenomenal drummer.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just I just kind of I don't know. I think kind of Maynard rubs me the wrong way sometimes, but I don't really think I'm really alone in that opinion. But that, like I said,
No.
that's just
That's
me.
just kind
but
of his vibe.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
even-
just what he likes to do.
I think
That is true.
even most Tool fans would agree with that probably.
Yeah.
So,
Did y'all see that Drumeo video where Mike Portnoy had to learn a Tool song?
Yep.
Watch that whole thing. I don't listen to Dream Theater or Tool, and I watched that whole thing. And it was awesome.
Yeah, and that's actually not the first time Mike Portnoy has been on there either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shit. He was on there. One of my coworkers was showing it to me, and crap, I can't remember. Oh, he was learning a Nickelback song.
Oh cool.
He was learning a Nickelback song. He listened to it all. You listen to it all the way through one time, and then you just put your own spin on it. And he started doing his own fills and all this other stuff, and he made it sound a hell of a lot better. So that's for sure. So. But yeah, he's an insane drummer, so that's just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Quick welcome in the chat to my Aunt Amy, as always, and to Krista Hampshire Horn, who is celebrating her birthday.
That's right. Happy 5-0 to Krista.
I wasn't going to say what birthday it was because you don't do that to
Well,
women.
I mean, Dana posted it that way, and he has to live with her. So
That's true. So yeah. So want to say hi to Dana. Want to say hi to Krista, and like I say, Aunt Amy. They are our regulars, and to pals with Sal, and to who else? ZZYZX0614 joining us on Twitch, and Succuluna. Hey, we got some people in the chat on Twitch tonight. Welcome to you all. Thanks for joining us.
It's crazy how that works. Like a couple of weeks ago, we were all Twitter. It was like 9 people or 10 people from Twitter on there, and which never happens. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. Now, so we get some followers here and there from Twitch, but not that many at once. So it's kind of good to see a lot of them.
And that is true, Krista. Age is just a number, but that's very true.
Facts.
Thankfully, metal helps us all feel young all the time, so it's cool.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Of course, Skylar, you look like you're only about like 25, 26 anyway.
I'm 26. Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
Again, that's one of the things we love about that. Talking to younger bands, it's like we always worry about, hey, where's the future going with this? And I'm like,
right.
Well, we're Metalheads Unite are telling you because we've talked to bands and all the way down into barely in their 20s. So
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely got a bright future ahead of us.
Yeah, the reports of heavy metal's death have been greatly misrepresented.
Exaggerated.
Metal is rock and roll in general isn't dead, regardless of what Gene Simmons says. And then heavy metal, more specifically, is not going anywhere.
No,
heavy metal is not. I would be willing to bet that rock and roll would go away before heavy metal does.
I would have to agree, man.
If anything, because I mean, us metalheads are like die hard, just loyal through and through.
Well, look at the successful bands you have in metal, and then look at the airplay and stuff they probably get on radio stations. I mean, you can make a case for like Metallica, or
sure.
You'll hear some Pantera here and there, but it's nothing like. You're not going to hear bands like Devil Driver and Mudvayne. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hear those bands on the radio station a lot. Unless you're streaming ours. I mean, then.
Well, yeah, but I mean, hell, we're far from mainstream. But so your point is well founded.
See, Mick Foley cheap pop.
That's right.
Man, talk about like successful metal bands, dude. Look at Knocked Loose.
Right. Yeah.
Look how like massive they've gotten for a niche genre.
Mm-hmm.
They're beating Taylor Swift on Spotify.
Good.
And
that's always a good day. So,
and I'll admit, like I listened to them on record, and I'm like, I'm not really getting it. And I saw them live when they opened for Gojira, that one tour that they opened for Gojira, and it clicked. And now I listen to all their stuff, dude. I'm a huge fan of them.
I'm a give or take with those guys. Like there's some stuff on there. Some stuff I'm just like, but I think you get a lot of that reaction with some bands that you're not really die hard listening to. You don't give it time. Like me and Chris do a album review every week, and we'll pick something off that we don't know, some band we don't know, and so a lot of times we listen to that 3 or 4 times just to make sure that we're grasping what's going on with the album. So it's not like if you don't listen to anything, multiple times, then I don't think you're giving it a fair shot at.
I have to agree, because some things, man, like it takes a few times to really digest. Like with Avenged Sevenfold's new record.
Garbage.
I love it. I am a huge fan of it. I think it's some of their best work. But some songs on there, it took a few times.
Yeah.
Now that I'm going over it again, like, oh, you know what, this is awesome. Can I recommend an album for y'all to review next time you do it?
Absolutely.
Have y'all heard of Carnival?
Carnival, like in like going to the fair, like that
As
kind of
in,
carnival.
like it's spelled in a funny
I think
way.
it's with a V, right?
It's a KV
Yeah.
Carnival. And,
Oh, Carnival. Yes, I
yeah,
have heard of them. Yes, I
Carnival.
have. Yes, I have.
Sound Awake.
So, okay.
That whole record, dude. That's a desert island of record for me, for sure. It's awesome.
Is it KARNIVOOL?
It's KARNIVOOL.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Sound Awake.
Yep. Here, I'll
Nice.
copy it
2010. Okay.
and send
Oh
it
yeah,
to
I'm gonna.
you.
Yeah, I have
Well,
heard of them.
Well,
Yes,
I mean, I don't think I don't think we're going to help their cause much with already having like 3 to 10 million listens on the song. So obviously,
Oh, I didn't know
a
if
lot
it was
a lot of people must like it. So
I thought it was just like random. I didn't know if it was just like a small or small bands and stuff. But you should listen to it anyway because it's probably one of my favorite records.
Well, which is crazy. This is the thing that always is crazy to me about Spotify. Is I just looked at that album, right? You've seen like 3, 5, 8 million, listens on certain songs.
Yeah.
And then you go to their page, their verified artist page, and it says, "Oh, they have 192,000 monthly listeners." I'm like, "Okay, where's the 10 million? Are they coming from the same listener?" Like, I don't know.
It's me. It's me.
Yeah, it's just you. Okay.
I'm giving them all of it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, and that's kind of what I told Kobe and them when they were on the show a while back. I said, "Well, if you're getting like 1,000, 1,000 or 1,500 more listens this week than you had last week, that's probably all me." So, because I was like their EP was on repeat for a minute for me to just try. But like the thing, and I'm not trying to get away from you guys, but I just talking about the East Tennessee, stuff in general. But Halo, but Halo Scars, man, that EP, like it was to me, like personally, it was so good. I was trying to find something wrong with it. You know what I mean? It's I'm like, it can't be this good. Like there's something wrong somewhere. But it was a great release, man. Like,
oh yeah, y'all should, if y'all get the chance, somehow, some way, you need to see him live, dude.
Oh yeah, we've already seen them a couple times.
Oh, okay, cool. Well,
we have. They were in Nashville not too long ago, and then
so that's one of our that's one of our pet peeves here too. Is if we interview a band and we have a chance to go see them live, we will. So
absolutely.
So I mean, if you guys are happen to be around Nashville or anything, and we see that, we'll definitely be. Actually, Dana said you were supposed to be on a benefit show back in March, but one of you guys got hurt or sick or something. So.
One of our guitarists, Johnny, he had some medical issues.
Gotcha.
So we had to fall out.
Yeah,
so,
well,
but hopefully, it sucked to do, but sometimes you can't help it.
Oh, of course.
Hopefully that's all worked itself out, and he's better now. So.
Oh yeah, we've been on tour and back since then.
So. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah. So I guess we kind of like skipped into this thing a little bit, but
sorry.
Well, no.
I mean, it's
nothing unusual. If anybody's followed us, they kind of know we're all over the place. So
yeah, this show does not go in a straight line. Yeah.
I don't care how much we prepare and like I used to like have a page and I used to kind of what I'm trying to say. I used to kind of diagram the show out, kind of where I wanted to say it, when I wanted to say it, but then something would come up in conversation. I'm like, oh man, I need to talk about that now because it's kind of like where we're at. So I'm just like, I'm just going to write down a couple of things and just when it comes up, it comes up. So
instead of it being a drag strip, we're like the Devil's Backbone in North Carolina.
So Scott, I guess my main thing is like, so how did Broken Side kind of come together, and then where did the name come from and all that good stuff?
Facebook group, a musicians Facebook group.
Really?
That's how I found them. I posted myself. I'm usually, so years ago I was a guitar player, but I picked up bass because I wanted to get gigs because everybody's a guitar player, So it was either bass or drums, and at the time it was bass. And
so he sacrificed all the women for a spot in a band. Look. So I'm just kidding.
Whoa. No, I have found them that way, but originally Jesse and Johnny, vocalist and guitarist and dirty vocalist, the screamer, they've been in bands before. So they were like two peas in a pod. and this was their newest project back 4 years ago. And then John and Justin were jamming Tool, and they came together, like somehow all came together, and then I came into the picture, and the rest is kind of history at that point, you know.
Well, I'll make fun of bass players because it's kind of a.
I hear you.
Can kind of relate. So
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's a simple life.
right.
So did you almost not make the band because your first name didn't start with J?
I'm actually called Gyler in the band.
Hey, there you go.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, dude. Every other band around in Knoxville, they're all the names start with J.
Wow.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of them, dude. There's a lot of Johns. There's a lot of Jessies.
Well, I mean, Halo Scars has Jason. So, I mean,
yeah, dude. There's a lot of J's around, man. There's a lot of J's.
Must just be a thing in Tennessee. There's a lot.
Dude.
I remember there was a lot of J's in my high school and stuff too. So mainly everybody called me by my last name, which is Tucker, because I was the only Tucker in the school. So everybody just there was like 20,000 Jasons, so everybody just called me by my last name. So. Fair enough. When everybody, that's the only way to get me to look up at that point. I mean, I don't know who you're talking to. You're yelling Jason in our crowd, and there's 50 of us in the group. So
yeah.
So did the group actually form in 21? Is that when you guys actually became like the band you are now? 21.
So it formed in 2020.
2020. Okay.
Yep. We didn't get anything out until like 21. We spent most of COVID just jamming.
Yeah.
Most of Follow the Truth and actually all of Follow the Truth. I don't know how familiar you are with her discography.
I've listened to the entire thing.
Cool. All of Follow the Truth and most of Fathom were written in that time frame.
Okay.
So
was there any thought? Because I mean, you released them in two different times as yes. EPs. Was there any thought of releasing it as an LP, or did you guys think it was better to do it EP wise because of the fact that COVID was going on at the time?
No, because albums are expensive.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't really do us any good dropping like a whole ass like meatloaf of a record, because nobody's gonna listen to it because we're not unknown or we're not known, so it just died. It died in Spotify. It's always there, but we wouldn't be able to promote it because we wouldn't have a fan base. So we put out The Flaw first,
right?
And that's just a good one. They had that one pretty much written by the time I made it to the band. And I was like, well, that's a hit. That it feels like it. It's one of our most popular songs.
Yeah.
And it was our first single. It was our most popular. It's still our most popular YouTube video.
Nice.
Which is just a sick ass, music video. You know what I mean? We found a really cool spot to film it, and that building has been torn down.
Oh wow!
So it's gone, dude. It's like a time capsule watching it.
Nice.
So
it wasn't a sweaty warehouse in Knoxville, was it?
It was technically it's like in between Oak Ridge and Knoxville.
Okay. Oh,
so it was an old machine shop, actually, and you could actually they had a whole bunch of might be able to see them in the video. There's a whole bunch of like technical manuals and stuff thrown about. We had to bring our own spray paint to cover up all the the phallic imagery that people spray painted on the walls before us.
Oh, people don't do that in derelict buildings.
Oh no, never. But no, it was such a cool video. It was a cool experience because it was my first time doing it. I think it was everybody's first time doing it. I don't think a lot of Jesse's and Johnny's projects made it far enough to do a full-on music video. And Jacob Yoon, which is amazing, Daybreak Films. He's done all of our videos except the most recent lyric video, and he's great. He's great to work with. He's such a cool guy.
Nice. So I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't gone through and watched any of the videos yet. I was basically I was just devoting time to familiarizing myself with the catalog for the interview. So I mean, so how many music videos are we talking about so far? I mean, aside from the lyric video, because I mean, the lyric video was what was what you sent to us. So.
Right. Let me check. Let me check real quick.
Okay.
I don't want to tell y'all wrong or nothing. It's I'm pretty sure it's 3 like
Okay.
classic music videos. One for The Flaw, one for Cartographer, and one for Black Waters.
Okay. All right. Nice. Well, we'll definitely make sure we check those out because, like I say, I've
check
listened because I have listened to all the music. So
Awesome. Glad
Yeah.
to hear that.
So you guys released, and I don't have the date in front of me, but you guys released an EP this year, the Outlaw Sessions.
Okay, yeah.
Now, where did you guys record that?
Oh man, it was in Crosville. So like halfway between here and Knoxville, not here. Well, here in Nashville.
I know exactly where that's.
Yeah,
at.
I know where. Yeah, I know
It
where
was
Crossville is.
it was just like a little rentable like studio thing. It was with Asylum Radio Network. It was with Diego,
Okay.
and he hit us up
Okay.
and was like, "Hey, y'all wanna do this?" And it was like an acoustic live thing, and we're like, "Yeah, do you care if we record it? You know, and then make a thing out of it?" And yeah, we actually have attached to that. There is a like 45-minute. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's almost 46-minute live session with that. You can just see us play it live
Oh, wow,
with
okay.
with
Oh,
an
nice.
interview connected to it. Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, and we spent like a few months just kind of like picking songs. Like we tried every song, right? Every song acoustically, and these 5, were really, In Defeat, Interloper, The Flaw, Black Waters, and Taking Chances were really the ones that translated very well.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a new experience. I never really played acoustically. I didn't play acoustic on the record. I played electric still. I just didn't have any in my distortion. Because I don't believe in acoustic basses except if it's the big stand up ones.
Right. Yeah.
Because they don't do the job well. But we won't dig into that. But that's a gearhead thing. But
I can see that making sense. Why you would feel that way.
Yeah, because like the acoustic basses that look like acoustic guitars, there's no way you're ever going to get large enough like reverberation.
Sure. Yeah.
For it to matter for anyone to hear it.
Right.
With a stand up, dude, it'll shake the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
They use those in symphonies, man, and it worked. But electric was the way to go, 110%. And I can't afford a stand up, so
Yeah, those things are more expensive than any bass I've ever seen.
Right,
just to
yeah,
maintain them for
Ridiculous.
strings, dude. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah, you're talking about
And then having
you're
to
talking
lug
about
that big bastard.
hell, their smallest string is probably bigger than a bass string on the guitar I got over here. So.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I've actually my daughter was in band, so I seen one of them one time and was just like amazed at how different that is.
Like, hell, I wouldn't want to have to lug one of those big bastards around.
No,
it's a lifestyle, dude. You have to like build your life around it.
Yeah.
No cool cars, man. You have a minivan.
Yeah.
Right, with the third row seats removed.
Oh yeah. Which
Well,
is what I drive a minivan too. So
I drove one for 7 years. There was no shame in my game, man.
Hey,
I didn't care.
No shame. That was my first vehicle actually. It was a minivan, and I called it the Sin Wagon. For reasons.
Yeah.
It worked. It got the job done. It was almost more useful than a pickup truck.
I mean, it can be.
Yeah, it can be.
Go to Home Depot, man. I'd rather have a van than a truck.
Sometimes, especially on a rainy day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
So, seeing you guys, of course, put out the final notice recently. It was back just last week, right?
Yeah. Well, it was actually 17.
Well, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like we've been on like a little spree here with interviewing bands. I'm lost with when stuff comes out at this point.
Dates are hard, man. I get it.
But math is hard. Yeah.
Yeah, numbers hurt.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living. So I'm just like I don't want to think about.
I heard that.
But
yeah, they all run together after a while.
Yeah, but the final notice came out, which is a great tune, by the way. Is that going to like lead into a like another EP or maybe? Or is that going to be a standalone single for now?
We are still on the fence about it.
Okay.
We have a few more that we're waiting for like mixes and stuff on, and it's kind of up in the air what we're gonna do with it. I know I would like to get it on a physical CD.
Right.
That's for sure because I think that's important. Physical media is important.
We
If it's
still,
on
yeah,
a,
we think so too.
oh yeah, it's the CDs are some of our best sellers, man. Like people really do believe in it still.
See, I still buy them. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
It's gonna
but
be
we
one of
have
those. It's gonna be one of those cyclical things that comes back around.
oh yeah, for sure. Try
Dana,
to talk
Krista,
to.
thank. Yeah, sorry to
Sorry,
cut you
go
off
ahead.
real
No,
quick.
you're
Sorry.
good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dana, Krista, thank you guys for coming by. Have a great night.
Yeah. Happy
Happy
birthday
Happy
again.
birthday again, Krista.
Yeah. And if Dana didn't give you what you wanted, just let us know. We'll beat him up. So.
Yeah. We'll throw them around in the mosh pit in July. So.
Yeah. There you go.
But we oh man, it's gone.
We're talking about physical media.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we do have some. I'm trying to convince the guys to do tapes because they're cheaper than records,
Yeah.
and you can just kind of do it yourself. Honestly, if you have the equipment, you can make tapes and stuff. But it's just one of them things.
I mean, hell, if nothing else, you can always go buy like what were they, Jason? Like 10 or 15 packs of those Memorex 90-minute cassettes. Remember those?
Yeah, dude. And it just recorded, you just straight to it, and then make print out the sleeves, and then put them in and limited edition. Check it out if you want it. There's fun stuff on there.
I mean, I actually bought Persona Non Grata from Exodus at a live show, and they had cassettes there numbered.
Oh yeah,
I got like 363 or something out of 500. I don't know something.
Yeah. See, the first tape I ever really like, I didn't really even think about it until I saw a band called Forest of Gin. Here, it's a black metal band here in Knoxville. I saw them, and it was like a year or two ago. And I went to their merch table because they were sick. They were cool as hell, and they had a tape, but it wasn't black metal. It was dungeon synth. It was super cool, like super like niche type thing. And I'm like, I want to hear what that sounds like, and it sounds cool on tape, man. It's something about it, man, for sure.
Well, I mean, you get that cassette tape hiss.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think sometimes people are like yearning for imperfection.
Sometimes. I mean, music can be too clean. It really can.
I agree.
You can polish something too much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we do our stuff live too, because I like the originality of being live, and like I said, a lot of stuff happens while you're live that you might accidentally cut out or something like that if you start editing stuff. So I'm just like, I'd rather just be all original and just throw it out there.
Hit record, send it, whatever.
That's exactly what we do. Yeah. There was a point during the interview last week where I forgot a question and I never did fucking remember.
Oh man,
I never remembered it.
It's gone.
It was way gone. It never did come back to me. So. Shit happens sometimes.
It does.
Oh man. So hold on. I needed time to mute my mic. I always try to mute my mic if I have to cough. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess that you kind of, because I mean you sent us the new lyric video. So you sent it to us, which we greatly appreciate. We love it when we get music in our inbox. It's not like on Airheads was like, oh, it's unsolicited, it's solicited, I can't touch it. Screw that, send us music, we'll listen to it. We'll listen to it all day.
I love just shoving it in people's inboxes, dude.
Yeah, so no, that was awesome. But so going to guess that you got our info from like the Halo Scars interview.
Yep, I saw that.
Nice.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to send my stuff to them now.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, loved it. Yeah,
you guys are, so you're actually the third band that we've interviewed that's done that.
Oh yeah.
So anybody that's always reached out, we're like, oh, I like that. So we reach back out to them and say, you guys want to come on the show? I'm like, oh hell yeah. So
yeah.
it's like it's been a good thing for you know, so in other words, we don't shy away from listening to anything that's sent in our inbox. Of
Oh,
course.
absolutely not. Yeah. So yeah, we
Try to do some
appreciate
good stuff.
that.
Yeah, and it could get your face on the show too. So.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Or in your case, Skylar, your little avatar right there. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that is. I mean your face is in it, so it counts. But,
Yeah, no,
That's
it
right,
is. Yeah.
So kind of what have you guys gotten, like anything planned as far as like you just still kind of like waiting to see, you know, kind of where y'all want to, what kind of path y'all want to go in before y'all do any more recording? Or
Well, we do have some dates kind of picked out the rest of this year. We have songs that we need to kind of wrap up. We have enough material for probably a whole record, and I'm kind of pushing for it. I would because it's always a catch. It's always a toss up. Like, do we spend the extra time and money on a whole, you know, like I said before, a meatloaf of a record, you know, that we could do. We like talent wise and skill wise, we can do it. I know we can. It's just like you have to think about it like a business perspective. Is it worth the investment, you know, to make our fans wait a little longer? Which I thought about just taking it to our Facebook page and like, hey, here's a poll from our fans. You know, we have a fan page actually,
yeah,
and be like, would you all be okay waiting another 4 months? You know, for maybe 2 more songs on this release, you know, and I think it would be a general yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. It's just one of those things, man, because it multiplies the cost and it multiplies the time that we have to put in it. And I say that like it's a chore, you know, but it's hard work, you know. It's a lot.
And assuming that everything that you guys do band wise has to revolve around like, you know, jobs and all that other shit. So
Yes,
Yeah,
we
so-
all still work day jobs for now. You know, let's be a little hopeful about it.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, it's got to revolve around that. And luckily, we all have really good schedules that work with us. So see, somebody's willing to wait.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's a good sign.
Well, there's two.
Yep. Well,
Pals with
there we
Sal's
go.
willing to wait too.
Yeah,
So.
there we go. See, that's 2. I'll just take those to the boys and be like, hey, 12-song album, 8-minute long tracks. Let's go. Let's do it. Double record. Let's go.
Double record.
Hell yeah.
2027.
27.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wow. God damn.
Hope it was worth it.
Well, Paddle South, so let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Ready.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna make you fans wait like Metallica or something over here. Like,
Right. Yeah.
give me something about 8 years.
Yeesh.
Yeah. I don't think.
People only listen to the first 4 anyway. It don't matter.
We actually had a band on here, Contortion, and we were talking to them, and it was crazy that they've been around so long, and that was the first podcast interview he's ever done was with us, which was kind of wild to me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They've been around for a minute. And it was kind of one of the things he said. He said, "Yeah, we're just going to be pushing for EPs from now on." He said because we thought, why make a 12-track album when you're only going to listen to 5 or 6 anyway. So, so I mean that was their method of going forward. But I think you do need full lengths in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think
for
so
sure
too.
because while a majority realistically will only listen to the first few tracks, right? But then you have like the small 15% who will repeat that record for days and will become an absolute super fan. Or the fans you already do have will repeat that motherfucker for days.
Mm-hmm.
And, you got to kind of think about it like that, and you do have to like work with both of those crowds, like the casuals and the diehards.
Yeah.
And that's, you gotta if you don't give them enough, they're gonna get bored and they'll like find somewhere else to go. And then but you gotta keep it frequent enough that you gain the casual listener. It's a big old juggling act, but in the end of the day, I'm gonna put the thing on repeat, and then the band's gonna do that, and we're the one paying for it, so damn it, let's do a record. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's where you release four singles and you put one in the beginning two kind of somewhere in the middle, and then one at the end, and you put it on cassette, so they have to listen to all of it.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yes.
Trapped them. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yep, got it. Yep, got them. Yeah.
But
No skipping, buddy, because
Yeah.
tape players don't. That's I say. Man, that was always like the biggest thing was trying to fast forward to something you wanted to listen to with a cassette and like rewind, fast forward, fast forward. Eventually, you just gave up and said, "Fuck it, just listen to it."
Yeah, just playing the whole thing.
Yeah. So,
But it definitely becomes a balancing act, talking about, what can you do for the casuals, what can you do for the diehards. So and especially like you said, you don't want anyone getting bored and then kind of forgetting about you, because the way things are now, I mean, music is all right here. I mean, the next thing can just be pulled up just like that. And with the amount of music that Jason and I have to contend with just on a weekly basis in preparation for the show, I mean, it's just, you can kind of get lost in the shuffle. So I mean, you have to be cognizant of that. It's not just what do we want to do, it's what would our fans want. So you have to be cognizant of the frequency and the amount and everything else. So I mean, I can only imagine what that's like, trying to make those decisions. 4 songs now or 10 songs later, or so.
You brought that up, and it kind of reminded me of the Armored Saint song, "End of the Attention Span."
Yeah,
that's kind of where we're at a lot of times. People
it pretty much is.
Yeah, they're real short with stuff, man. That's why TikTok videos are way more popular than YouTube videos now, because people want to see the minute and a half, not the 13 minutes anymore. So,
well, man, like you brought up TikTok, and while you do have a point and is valid, I've found more bands on TikTok than any other social media.
Yep.
And if the people who say that you don't find them, your For You page is screwed, or you're not liking the stuff that you're finding. You're not liking a band's stuff. I mean, if you don't like it, you shouldn't like it. But
right.
I find cool new bands all the time, man. Like there's it's Flagman, dude. I just found this band called Flagman, and I would have never found them otherwise. They're kind of like a Mr. Bungle, like Primus type thing.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, well, it just popped up. And I'm like, well, this is cool. Poor Man's Poison. I found them on Spotify, which is a good band.
Yeah.
There's it's a good tool, because if you think about it, it's one of the only apps that people scroll with the sound on.
That's true.
They will at least hear 10 seconds of whatever you're going to show them.
Yeah.
So you have 10 seconds to get them, man. And if they really like it, they'll go find it and they'll listen to it. It's the realm nowadays that anyone can be seen, but everyone's doing stuff, so it's a big ocean.
Oh, absolutely.
So you just gotta hope for your little piece of the pie and run with it.
Yeah.
Make sure when people hear it, it's the best stuff.
Yeah. And the ironic thing about it is now you can post videos on TikTok up to like 30 minutes long.
Oh, dude,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. So I mean, you can put a goddamn sitcom on TikTok now if you want to.
Yeah, dude. Like I used to work night shift, and it was dead on night shift sometimes, and I watched like whole movies on TikTok somehow. Like I just sit there, mind gone, just watching it. Brain rot setting in, but
Oh, of course. I used to do the same thing. I mean, this was before my daughter was born, so we're talking 22, 23 years ago. But I worked nights at the local newspaper, and after all the carriers were gone, there was like sometimes maybe like a 2 or 3 hour gap by the time all the carriers left and the time I went home, because I always had to hang around for a few hours after in case anybody had like shit happen, while they were out on the road. But I mean, that like almost never happened. So from like 1 or 2 in the morning, depending on what day it was, till like 4 o'clock in the morning, I had a TV at my desk, because the main reason for me having a TV was just to keep up with the weather. Because at the time there were no weather apps or anything like that. So is it going to rain? Is it going to do this? Is it going to do that? So, but I mean, but then after the papers were run and all of the carriers were gone, 2-3 hours of me watching just classic movies or
Mhm.
the replay of a sporting event, or every once in a great while during late spring, early summer, a double or triple overtime hockey game during the playoffs, so shit like that. So,
Yeah.
it wasn't bad.
Yeah, but night shift has its perks. That's for
It
sure.
does. It does sometimes.
Sometimes that's a
It
fact.
does
I'm not on
sometimes.
it anymore, thank God. I got off of
Um,
that.
that's I've been on nights for 2 years now. I don't think I go back to days at this
I
point.
did.
So
Well, man, I felt like I felt like that, and I did 5 years,
yeah.
and I would go back for a week. I would go back to days person for a week, and I'd feel better than I've had in a long time. Then I have to go back to nights, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
Oh yeah, flip flopping is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
it is. It does. It sucks, man. It
And
sucks. Once you
and
get used to it, it's not so bad.
yeah, and it's funny because I don't think I can't remember how long I was actually on nights, but I don't think I ever got used to it. Because it was always really weird because I would get home, I would put my daughter to bed, and I was still living with my mom and dad at the time because she was an infant. I couldn't live by myself at the time because, like I say, I had I wasn't with her mother, and so I was a single dad and everything. So I needed some help because I was working nights. So I would put my daughter to bed, then I would go to work, then I would come home, and I had to be dead ass quiet because everybody in the house is asleep. Everyone would start getting up. I got my daughter up, I got her fed, I took her to daycare. Then I came home, everybody went to work, I went to sleep. So it was a weird situation. I don't think I ever really got used to it, but so
Right.
it's just one of those things. But
It takes a lot, man.
it does. All right, so on your guys' Facebook, you guys just did have a quick little at the beginning of the month. You guys did have a quick little 4-day run from Alabama to Mississippi and Louisiana.
Right. Yep.
Now, anything else coming up between that and I see you guys have got another little short run coming up. Of course, it's kind of spread out a little bit. You guys on July 5th, you guys are going to be at Open Chord, and and we know that Halo Scars has played there a ton of times, so that's probably a place
Yeah.
that you guys frequent, the Open Chord.
I would say maybe like 3-4 times a year
Okay.
would be accurate. We try not to play Knoxville too often because if you play too often, you get diminishing returns. Because how many times
Sure.
can you really come see the same band?
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And so we
And
try
you-
to only play Knoxville maybe like twice a year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
And you guys have got a couple of festival dates, I see.
yeah, actually, Day of Rock Fest. That one's cool. We haven't played a festival in a little while. It'll be nice to get into it, and that one's going to be good. They have Dying Oath, I believe it is Dying Oath, and Citizen Kane headlining that.
Okay.
Which I've heard of both of them. So I saw the flyer and I'm like, I know those bands, so they did good. You know what I mean? And so that was good. It should be fun. We're playing on Sunday at like 5, so that's kind of a chill time to play too. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try to look at maybe getting like a few more dates around that. Try to end the weekend on Sunday there and then drive home because Asheville's only maybe 2 hours from Knoxville.
Right.
So that's not a bad little drive back. We've done worse, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just,
Well,
I just-
go ahead.
I was just looking at pictures from the Open Chord, and it reminds me a little bit of the cannery, the inside there. So
It's a nice little venue, man.
Yeah,
They've
it
got a
looks
good
pretty
little
cool.
setup, dude. They really do have a good setup. It was we were opening for Alien Ant Farm. At that.
yeah, I think
Right,
that's
yeah,
the
I saw.
picture.
Yeah, I saw the pictures of that. So, but you're saying the Day of Rock Fest? You said that isn't your guys' first festival?
No, it is
Okay.
not. Our very first festival was a disaster.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well,
it was crazy, dude. It was how do we get tickets to the Day of Rock? That sounds cool. Well, let me tell you of Rock.
Skylar is here with the info.
Right, that's right.
It would be, I would say, it would be somewhere. Upcoming festivals. This one. There we go. That looks like a ticket link. And I will share it to you guys, and you can share it on your Twitch chat.
Okay.
If that sounds good with y'all.
Absolutely.
And that should be the correct one. Yep, that's the right one. $45. That's not too bad. 2-day advance, $45. That's not bad.
That's not bad at
Yeah,
all.
that's
You
it,
kidding
right?
me?
To VIP is $75. Meet and greet, goodie
No,
bag.
that's not bad either.
Everyone loves goodie bags, dude. Like, yeah, that's just. I'd go to things just to get a goodie bag.
Yeah, swag is
Frankly.
awesome.
Yeah, but our first festival, I don't remember the name of it, but it was in Chattanooga, Georgia, around the same area that the Fuck Around and Find Out Fest is going to be at.
Okay,
And,
that's in Tunnel Hill, Georgia. According to this.
yes, yeah,
In October, so.
it was crazy. It was after we released The Flaw, and we were a little baby band who didn't know nothing, and we got hit up by this guy, and he's like, "Man, y'all can headline my festival," and that should have been the very first red flag that a little baby band just released their first single. While it was a kick-ass single, in my opinion, we should not be headlining a whole festival. And we were like, hell yeah. So we're like, yeah. And actually, my wife's a trooper. Shout out to my wife. I love her so much, and she loves me, obviously, because we cut our honeymoon a day short to make it to this date. We got married the week before. And
So
we're
you guys got thrown into the let's see how this marriage is going to go early.
Oh yeah, well we knew it was going to be fine because honestly if you're not sure, then you probably shouldn't marry him.
Well, that is
but
true.
yeah, we don't get into that. But so we drove. If you know the Upper Peninsula of Michigan,
Yes, I do.
we and the wife drove from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan all the way down to Georgia in the same day. It took about 16 hours.
Yeah, that's a long way.
We got there, dude, and the only people are the sound guys, and that's it. The other bands didn't even stick around.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and we
shit.
played an hour and a half somehow. And I don't remember it. I do not remember that whole show, dude. I was so dog-ass tired. I don't remember what we played or order we played it. We played it, though. Damn it, that sucked. But we learned our lesson there to, critically think about the emails that we get.
So if you don't mind my asking, what part of Michigan were you in that you? Because I'm from Michigan, so.
Oh yeah, I'm from Michigan as well.
Oh no shit. Okay. I was gonna ask why you guys had like shows down here and then one show way the fuck up in Jackson. So
because we're gluttons for punishment.
Okay.
No, I'm from Port Huron, Michigan.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm from Ann Arbor.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well then, yeah, you know. We're in Mackinac. We were honeymooning in Mackinac.
Oh, you went to Mackinac. Okay,
Yep.
Yeah. Jason just recently went there.
It's
Yep, sure did,
beautiful, man.
Oh, it's a
beautiful.
phenomenal place.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep, that was.
But yeah, that is a long ass
was
drive.
there back in September, I think is when I went. So.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Did you get some fudge from the island? You go to the island, right? Oh yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh yeah. Tequamanon Falls is up there. We went up to Sault Ste. Marie, saw the locks. We actually rode a boat through the locks.
That's cool as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of neat shit. Went to Munsing and did the shipwreck tours.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was a great honeymoon. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I
haven't been to TQ since I was probably about 12, 14 maybe.
Oh yeah,
It was before we moved. It was before we moved down here. I remember that, but I mean, it's an amazing place.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if you love mosquitoes, dude, they're there.
That's true.
It's
That is
crazy
true.
though. But like you see the lamprey sign. Like there's lampreys. Like we look up a lamprey and you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, a full-fledged ass eel. Yes.
Yeah, dude. And it's got like an alien face, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about Michigan, so you guys have a good show. So.
Yeah.
I have to do that with Chris sometimes because especially we start to these bands over in like Norway and stuff, and he's like, "Oh man, you got a lot of hockey players." I say, "All right, well, I'm out." So,
No, he gets me back with the wrestling talk, so that's fine.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. See, I know zero about wrestling, but some of the other guys in our band, Jesse and Johnny, are huge wrestling fans.
Oh, there you go.
Sometimes
That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm a wrestling fan too, but I mean, I'm not as big of a wrestling fan as him. And he used to be a wrestler. See, so
okay, gotcha.
yeah, so
yeah, it makes a big.
So he follows it a lot closer than I do. But
sometimes it's better to not know as much as I do about wrestling. We'll be watching stuff. We'll be watching stuff like even like on WWE, and I'll be like, "Man, yeah, fuck up." And my wife's like, "No, what happened?" And I'm like, "Heaven," I was like, "No, like replay it or whatever." I said, "She goes, oh my god!" I said, "Yeah, he about ate it." so, so it's like it's funny because you being on the side of it, you kind of see you can see everything now, so it takes a little bit of the fun out of it, I think. But
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, once you see the smoke and mirrors and stuff,
right, it's like if you go to a magician and then half his tricks, I mean, you're probably not going to go see him that many more times. So,
Yeah, it kind of takes the magic away from it, right?
that and fans that think they know everything. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Skylar probably knows a little bit about that too. So,
well, that's yeah. I'm pretty sure you always get those fans that, oh man, you should write a song like this, man. Like
Once or twice, not too bad. Most of our fans, man, like all of our fans actually are really cool, and I don't think we've ever had like a super negative experience with people like
that's
that.
good.
I think I can't. Nothing comes to mind.
Every time something like that comes up now, I automatically think of the Dave Chappelle skit where he's like just thinking about odd shit in his head when dude's trying to pitch in that TV show. And he's just,
God,
yeah. He's just like cookies, dirty diapers, and like I think about.
I get that. I have a hard time concentrating myself sometimes. Even when I'm on stage, dude, I'll be like thinking about like what I'm having for dinner tomorrow. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just that I can't focus on shit.
Right. It's like you still like away some.
Well, I'm sure muscle memory takes over to a certain extent.
Yes,
after a while,
at this point, with certain songs like The Flaw, like okay, I can close my eyes and play this. It's not too bad.
Well, I mean, it's probably like driving. I mean, you can get what they call road hypnosis by driving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play bass too, so nobody hears me anyway. So
yeah, then you realize you're home and it's like, how the hell did I get here?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like how did I not kill anybody, dude?
Right. It's like
I'm not dead.
Yeah, it's like I was on the interstate. What the hell happened?
I was at some show that had like a bunch of bands there, and I can't remember. It was kind of funny that they said they were like, "Hey, where's the drum kit?" And he said, "Oh, that's the bass player." I was like, "What?" Like he was just joking because that's the the bassists are supposedly the joke of bands. So
it's funny. As a bassist, I can say that. Yeah, it's funny.
Well, I mean, it all goes back to like we've talked about that story on here before, where like a couple of years back, some girl like sued a band because she had sex with the bass player. She said he wasn't really in the part of the band. I was just like, yeah, he's definitely part of the band. Like, just if you're too stupid to know that, then you got what you deserve. So.
Right? Yeah. I hope that lawsuit was thrown out.
Oh, it was.
It was the epitome of
so
frivolous.
Stupid.
Yeah,
it was so stupid.
Good God.
Yeah, so I was looking at that little rock festival. It's a pretty good little festival. Man.
It got some great.
You got some Blackstone Cherry and Trapped and Citizen Kane.
Not that one.
Not that one. I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah, probably. It's like the orange. It's like an orange and purple poster.
It says Day of Rock.
It's Day of Rock Festival.
Okay, that was the link that you sent me. So.
Did I?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, Asheville, North Carolina. There's no.
Yeah, when I clicked the link, that's what it took me to. Really? The Great Eagle Music Hall.
Yeah, that's the right place.
2-day package.
Yeah.
Saturday the 17th, Sunday the 18th.
Veterans of Blue Ridge Rock Fest. The headliner.
Oh, gotcha.
It's worded like, it's Citizen Kane, right? They supported.
Oh, gotcha. Supported bands like okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I skipped the word there. So when I was reading,
it is doing bios,
gotcha.
biopics of the bands, and stuff.
building them up.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I'm checking out. I'm aware of most of the bands, but let's go with reading. I'm reading. Where is it? There's a few Cadence. We played with Cadence before, and we were going to play with Rattle Trap.
Oh, okay.
But I'm excited to see most of these guys. You know,
We,
all
we,
of them really. You know, so.
we were at a show with Rattle Trap
Yep.
last year. So
In November. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
pretty cool little bands.
Yep. They were on. They were at Dana's birthday party.
Yeah.
And they're going to be there at his next one, aren't they?
I believe so. They were. I think they're at that show in July too. So
I think they are. Yes. So they're going to be around this way. They're going to be down in Manchester again. Rattle Trap.
yeah.
Yeah, they are.
So any other like local shows that you guys are like doing or
Well, at the moment, I believe that's it for now that
Okay.
we have announced. We're working on
Okay.
getting some more stuff together, and we have a few other things under the hood that we're working on. That's pretty much that at the moment. We're just trying to, like with the Asheville date, we're going to try to get a few more dates before it to make it a small tour again.
okay?
Because that shit's just fun.
It's almost like when you go to like, I mean, we kind of did that too when we were looking ourselves for shows. We was like, okay, we can go here, and then if it's not worth just going to one, it's not really worth going to one destination and back. So you kind of like set 2 or 3 other dates up in between on the way back. So
yeah, it makes it kind of worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not driving all the way down there for what we used to call a hot dog and a handshake. So
yeah,
so, appreciate you. See you next time.
yeah.
Right.
Kind of and it's all your funding at that point. But
Yeah. Well,
that kind of brings me to one of the questions I was going to ask. Are you guys kind of doing all of your own recording and producing and all that, or you got like a label that's helping you guys out?
we are, or for our music, we are with Anchor Sound Studios. They've done everything besides the Outlaw sessions, which that was recorded. We did that. We recorded it in house, and then technically in house, and then our drummer Justin mixed it.
Okay.
Which he runs our sound. He runs sounds at most of the shows we go to. Like, even if he's not running sound, he'll be behind the sound guy and be like, hey, bump this up like 40 decibel. And it's like, oh, you're a big old freaking nerd, dude. Like, but he's just like, he's really passionate about making sure things sound good.
Well, I mean, it makes a big difference. Like, you can, I mean, as a fan, you can be at shows and tell when something's a little off,
Yep. You might not be able to tell what exactly it is, but Justin is always really keen on the ear.
We went and see Testament. Chuck Billy was like a maestro up there. Like,
yeah, he was.
I was just like, damn, what the hell is he doing? He was pointing at like the guitars up.
It was actually fun to watch.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, what the hell is he doing? Maestro? And then Chris was like, I think he's telling him to turn stuff up and down. I said, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. But that just goes to show. I mean, Chuck Billy's been doing this since the 80s. I mean, he's got decades upon decades of experience. But it's still cool to see, in the heat of the moment, he can point at Alex Skolnick. He's like, he needs more. Eric, he's like, he needs a little less. And then, he can hear everything. Even, even in his own monitor, he's like, I need a little more, a little less. It was just still cool to see him do that on the fly. Just because, I mean, obviously they go through the sound check and everything and all that good shit. But then, things, all 5 of them get up on stage and things start going. Like, whoop, whoop. Tweak up, tweak down, a little in, a little out. So it was just cool as hell. And then, ironically enough, he missed his cue at the beginning of
I was going to say that
of Over the Wall. So I'm sorry, it was Into the Pit.
Into the Pit,
yeah, it was Into the Pit. But that was funny as hell. I'm never going to forget that. That was hilarious.
If I ever meet him, I'm going to bring that story up.
God, yeah.
Just to tell him, like, hey man, I remember you playing a show in Nashville. Forgot the cue for coming in to sing on Into the Pit. I know what song we're doing. Shit.
Yeah, that's what he said. That was what he said.
Jeez.
It was great. But again though, that's one of the things though. It's like we've talked about it on the show, multiple times. Just that one moment, and it's just one of those things that we'll probably never forget.
You'll remember it forever.
Yeah, and even like Jason said, if he ever meets him, he'll mention it, and I guarantee you, Chuck will probably remember it too.
He'll probably, but I don't know if I never did that.
It's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking
He
about. Get out of
might.
my face, nerd.
He might.
I was like, well, you need to pull the video out because I probably got it. So
Yeah,
actually, I don't have a video of that one.
right.
I should have recorded that. That'd been fun.
Yeah. Now, Skylar, one thing I noticed about the new single is you guys brought back a little more of the aggressive vocal style in to the backing vocals that
Yeah.
you guys really didn't have, basically since Nothing Left to Change on the first EP. Basically, everything from then on was pretty much straight clean vocals. So, I mean, is that something that was like conscious decision, or because I mean, you guys have an official background singer, so I
Oh,
mean, because
yeah.
Johnny's the backing vocalist, but Jesse's been doing the lead stuff, and he's been doing all the everything clean wise. Was it something where that you guys kind of like did on purpose, or was just kind of like a natural evolution, or how did that kind of come about, bringing that back?
It's all like we go through each song and be like, okay, this one needs it. Like we're playing it and something hits, like Jesse might sing it, and it's like, well, that one needs to be screamed. We really let each song do its own thing.
Okay.
We don't try to shoehorn a lot. Sometimes we're like, well, let's get a little weird with this one. Like Interloper was one of those ones where like I had that intro and then Justin really kicked on in that, and like, well, let's make this one weird and different than the other stuff that's on that record. But no, it's really just like whatever really feels right. We try not to force anything as best as we can.
Well, I mean, the two of them harmonize really well anyway, whether or not it's just both of them doing clean, because they like I say, they harmonize very, very well. But it was just kind of something that of course the first song that I listened to from you guys was the one that you sent us, and then going back and everything's like it's like really, really mid tempo and melodic, but it's got a darkness to it. And then working my way back from the lyric video all the way back to the first EP, and then the fourth song on that first EP, so the last song technically I heard,
right,
was Nothing Left to Change. So it's like, so starting off with the new one and working my way all the way back, so it just kind of caught my attention when you get down to Nothing Left to Change. Like, wow, that was the first song that has any sort of screaming, gutturals, whatever you want to call it, just the more aggressive vocals in the background from the first one. So it just kind of stood out to me. So just kind of wondered, the decision to bring that back. So, but the organic nature of it.
Yeah, we really try not to force a whole lot. If it needs it, it needs it. If it doesn't, let's try not to force it in there.
Right.
Have you? So has there been? Because you said that you guys have been playing a song and you were like, this one needs it. Has there been a moment where you tried it and like, no, scrap that shit, get it back?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Yeah, we sometimes we'll have a whole song done and we'll be like, I don't like this one specific part. Let's rewrite the whole fucking thing. Because we'll take that out, and then it's like, well, something that made that work, and so that doesn't work now. This separate part doesn't work now. So now we have to change that. And another time, and then before you know it, at the end of practice, we have a whole different song. And we're like, well, this whole thing sucked. Let's just go back to what we had. We really do a lot of experimenting with that. We feel things out, but also we aren't afraid to try things, for sure.
I think that's good too. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to be, like I said, a lot of bands have gotten out of being tied down to a certain genre of metal. So I think that's that's been pretty popular in the last few bands we talked to. It's kind of like, yeah, we're not, that they'll call you something, but that doesn't mean that's what you play. It's not, to me, because I'm like, I've seen them. They're like, "Oh, that's a metalcore band." I'm like, "Where the fuck did you hear that at?" Like,
yeah. Well, hell, we've even taken umbrage with like Encyclopedia Metallum and some of their classifications sometimes, and they're pretty much, the you know, I would call them the gold standard kind of
Right.
at this point. But even it's been a couple times there's like, woo, I don't agree with that at all. So, you know,
You mean that one of the last song? No, I'm just kidding.
Now we
Shout
try
out
not
to
to.
Shout out to John.
Jonathan.
We try not to like pigeonhole ourselves into one specific genre. You know, sometimes we'll go heavier, like with Final Notice or Interloper will be heavy, pretty much metal, and then other songs like The Flaw, you know, it's kind of pretty much straight rock, you know. But the challenge with that is trying to describe our sound to people without saying Tool or Alice in Chains or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, try to be a little more creative about it. But in the end of the day, it's just what it is, you know. And I think it's cool, you know.
It's kind of like a, you know, you can be a little like Stained meets, you know, Breaking Benjamin or something, I guess.
See, I hear Stain and I hear 10 Years. I don't hear it personally.
Yeah.
I don't hear it. See, that's the thing. Like you were talking about, man. Everyone hears things differently.
They do, and like I said, it's not that. So I'm not saying you guys sound like that. I guess it's not. That's not what I'm kind of. I'm kind of saying. I kind of put that out there because if people kind of attract to those bands, I think they'll like you guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of where I go with that a lot.
Like if you like these guys, you'll like these guys type thing.
Right?
Sure,
Yeah. Because I mean, with what we do is this is what we do. I mean, we try to help promote, you know, smaller bands. We're not out here interviewing Aaron Lewis and shit because he don't need it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, we're not. We wanted to be the kind of the voice that kind of puts people in you know, puts people into your guys' play. You know, put you guys in their playlist. Sorry. So they can kind of, you know, get turned on to some new stuff, which is why we do a new playlist every week, and it's all new music. You know, it could be some older bands with new music, but most of the time it's 90% new bands that I've never even heard of. So so you know, we get a lot of stuff from Heavy Music HQ. They do a really good job of
yes, they do.
putting out new, except for this week. You know, the 2 album reviews I did weren't even on their list. So,
okay, all right.
I actually got it from the singles from Spotify because I have a release calendar playlist that always shoots to me when the new stuff comes out, and then I have a release radar one. So I go through both of those and pick out stuff from both of those. So the release radar kind of goes off of what I've been listening to previously.
Yeah.
And then the all new metal one is just, I mean, it's just whatever whoever's doing that puts out all the stuff, and every once in a while there is stuff in there that's not on our list, so it's cool to catch. You know, like I said, you almost have to pull stuff from, you know, 3-4 different places sometimes to get the whole of everything. So
yeah, sometimes, man, it's just digging for it. You have to actively look.
Yeah,
you know?
And we even go down the new wave of heavy metal on YouTube sometimes. So
dude, honestly, sometimes I'll forget about YouTube being a thing in our band, like I'm like a leg, like a whole arm of the band, and then like we'll be playing a show, like a most recent one at Alien Ant Farm. We had somebody come up and it's like, man, I follow y'all's YouTube. I love you guys. I'm glad I was finally able to see you. And I'm like, well, I guess we got to remember that YouTube's there because people are there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so easy nowadays when you're in anything, even with you guys, you know, with what you're doing, anything like this, to associate your worth and your reach with the number at the, you know, corner of the screen that says like or whatever.
Right.
You know, there's people out there that are listening or watching, but they don't show it. But they are there. You know, you really just have to know they are. And
well, it's kind of like everything else is just so many. There's so many outlets now.
Oh,
If you could like put all of those into one, we'd probably be doing all right. But seeing as, you know, we have, you know, 100 and something here, and then 60 here, and then 40 there, and you know, so
you can put it all together and you get one big cool number. So.
Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's true. That is true.
And it's a number that we see, so that's a good thing. Before we were in a situation where whoever was running our stuff didn't want to let us see numbers because
they were lying to us.
They were telling us, oh, well, you got a 1.6 million views. It's like bullshit. There ain't no fucking way.
Yeah, it's like prove it. Yeah.
And I was like, well, let me get access to those numbers. And oh yeah, we'll get that to you. We'll get that to you. We'll get that to you. Kept going on for like 4 or 5 months, and I finally just said, you know what, you got to this date, and we're fucking out, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want control of my shit. Like it's
Yeah.
my shit. I understand you're providing the platform. It's still my shit. Like this is my product. You know.
Yep.
It's not yours. I mean, you're providing the platform, yes, but it's not your product. Like I need to see numbers on my product because if I'm going out to those places, I need to know where I'm going out to. You know,
Right. I
what I'm
mean, we
saying?
just wanted the transparency. That's all we wanted.
Yeah. And it supposedly we go out. It was going out to like 140 different places, which is cool if it is. But I mean, what's the problem with me seeing the numbers? Then I mean, I don't understand. So
People will take advantage of people
I mean,
who run stuff like you and stuff like our band.
well, the crazy thing is we weren't paying anything. We weren't paying anything for the usage of anything. It was a free thing for us. I mean, why would you not share it? Why would we care if we got 114 compared to a million? I mean, we're basically doing this, for like you said, we're not making any money doing this. We're just doing it out of the goodness of getting bands more known that we think should be more known.
Right.
So,
And just because we fucking love
we
the music.
yeah, we love it.
It's
Yeah,
just, we're just diehard fans of this genre. I mean, all of them.
We've
All
said
17 or 20 or however many fucking subgenres there are.
and I've even said, hey, if Sirius come up tomorrow and said, hey, we want you guys to start, doing stuff on our Sirius FM, I'll be like, all right, cool, but we're going to do things our way. We're not going to do things Sirius's way because you're not going to change the way we do things. Like, obviously you like the way we do things now, so why would we have to change it for you? So
Right.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of people say that in podcasts and be like, oh yeah, I got on with Sirius, but then they made me change this and this. Like, oh hell no, I'm not changing shit. I don't give. Hey, I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm not going to kill what we're doing. If they wanted me to say tomorrow, if they said, hey, we want you to come over, but we want you to stop interviewing these smaller bands and go with like, we want you to interview, like Megadeth or Machine Head and stuff. I'm like, cool, but no, that's not what we're for. That's not what we're here to do.
Right.
Machine Head and Megadeth's going to be just fine without us.
Yeah.
So, if we come on this platform, we want to bring the bands that we follow and gave us the interviews.
Yeah.
And give them the spotlight because they're the ones putting the work in for their music and stuff, not us. We're just here to kind of give them an extra outlet to push their work. So
right.
Yeah. Our focus and our mission would still be the same. Hopefully, no matter where we end up, even if we just stay right here. I mean, we're doing fine. Yeah, we're doing fine with what we got going on and everything, and we're making a name for ourselves, and we're hoping that we can try to help you guys as you're making a name for yourself too. Suck you, Luna. Suck you, Luna. Thank you very much. We appreciate you appreciating us.
Justin, you as well, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Justin.
Appreciate the love, and you guys can follow us on everything that you're watching us on right now too. By the way, so we got plenty of and we got plenty of other band interviews on Spotify and stuff. If you guys ever want to check those out and get introduced to some new bands, it's all there. So
that's right. Yep. Everybody following us in the everybody in the chat following us, participating on Twitch tonight. Give us a follow. We appreciate it. And Justin, I actually used to play hockey with a guy named Justin Myers. So
Oh really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Myers, he must have been killer on the ice. I'm just
actually, it was a goalie. He just kind of stood there.
Yeah, he just kind of stood there. He just kind of ate pucks for a living. So.
Oh yeah, he did.
Well, hey, Scholar, is there like anything like you guys want to promote or anything?
Well, check out our new single. I worked hard on the lyric video, so
it turned out really well.
I learned Blender just like as I went doing that because I diddly-daddled it a little bit before, and I did some artwork like for the poster for the Southern Realms poster. I did it, but and then I was like, well, I could do this. I learned how to animate in it, And
okay.
and then there we go. Now I'm the band animator. So
Well, got other responsibilities now. So.
yep, I got yeah. There we go. I put myself in this.
Yeah.
So then, Skylar, what was the inspiration for the the dead underwater diver kind of setup in the lyric video?
Well, man, I just kind of went with vibes. I just kind of went along with it. I'm like, this will be it. I haven't really recalled anybody using that specific visual. Like some people use the diver helmet, and of course, everybody knows what Bioshock is. I'm sure.
Of course, yeah.
And I think that's just cool. So like, the Bandimator, the Bandimator.
Hey, is there a story we need to hear?
Maybe maybe. Well,
Okay.
there's a little maybe a little bit of a story there with the diver stuff, but as we go along there,
Okay.
but it's just vibes, and we used the diver with cartographer, and I don't exactly remember why we went with that. I think we just thought it was cool. It's just cool factor, at this point.
Well, I mean, hell, sometimes that's all you need. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything, doesn't need to be anything in depth or anything extravagant. I mean, if it's just what you felt like going with, I mean, that's fine. It's just kind of just feeling it out. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, it's
sometimes you just know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it just really came from an angle of wanting to give us a unique look. It's just I want to go to our page, right? Go to our Spotify, look down at the album art, and it's like, well, this is album art that I haven't really seen before. I want to look at this, and I want to know what Final Notice album art sounds like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's really the goal there.
Well, you just don't want to dive like 13,000 feet or nothing.
No.
We know how that ends up. So.
You end up getting crushed like an empty beer can.
That's right.
Well, fuck around and find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they got a whole festival about it. So
yeah.
So if you did the animation for Final Notice and everything, who were you guys using on like Fathom and Cartographer and Follow the Truth and all that stuff?
Matt Rendar is the cartographer diver.
Okay. So what Justin said in the chat there. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
The Cardi diver was Matt Rendar, which is a really cool. He was a police sketch artist, and now he just kind of draws on Instagram. And his Instagram is chock full of a bunch of really cool shit. He did that. He also did the In Defeat lyric video, which if you haven't seen any of the YouTube stuff, you might not have seen. But he didn't do the lyric video, but he drew the art for it.
Okay.
That we used. And then on Twitter, Fathom was somebody on Twitter. Honestly, I do not remember. And it was kind of like it wasn't a really, I wouldn't say it was a bad experience, but it wasn't it wasn't a good experience working with them.
Okay.
But he does great artwork, but I had to kind of wrap it up and finish it up. And then on the CD, I did the back end, the back of it. Just how there's like two sides. I did the back of it, so I kind of had to finish up there because he was being super unresponsive. And I was like, "Well, we got kind of a dedeadline here,
Is that? I heard he sketched stuff like this too. I don't know how true that is. But,
I don't know about that. No.
Shit, that would be me if I tried to draw something. God, I can't draw.
Anytime everybody says something about sketch, I automatically think about that. I don't know why. It's like that's the funniest shit I ever seen. This is an amateur sketch of the leprechaun. Like.
And then we did, and then with Outlaw Sessions was a guy on Facebook named Spacer Art. That's his thing here, and he's done a lot of stuff for local bands, like with another band that we're cool with, the Quiescent Mantis in Knoxville.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yep. They did a bunch of their Spacer Art did a bunch of their artwork.
Yeah. They're actually followers of us on socials too, so that's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
they are.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
And they're I think they're going to be at the Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest this year again.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I believe they are.
Yep. So they're great guys, truly.
Yeah, man. Like you said, Knoxville's not messing around. I mean, of course, you guys, and I guess kind of by default, Halo Scars. They're
East
still
Tennessee
thing.
thing.
Yeah, East Tennessee,
Right.
and then so I mean, it's not just like it's not just Whitechapel. I mean, there's more. There's a lot
Right.
more
Oh,
shit
dude,
going on
yeah,
from
there's
East.
a lot.
There's a lot more shit going on in East Tennessee than just Whitechapel. Not that
Oh.
there's anything wrong with Whitechapel, of course, but there's a lot more going on that side of the state than people know, and that's again, that's what we're trying to do here. So
Yeah, but I think bands like that's made it that big, or like Whitechapel 10 years, of kind of putting a radar on that area
Mhm.
of Tennessee too. So
yeah,
that's good. That's good. That you guys can kind of bounce off of that. A
yeah,
little
ride
bit.
the wave. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I don't know, ride a wave. I mean, it's kind of a. You think the difference between 10 years coming out and Whitechapel coming, it's probably a good close to a decade, probably. So.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, with like I said, with the quality of music coming out over there, oh man, it's definitely very competitive. I think so.
Yeah.
It can be, it can be a little oversaturated, but there truly is like there's room for everybody. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? There's all kinds of cool stuff going on for sure.
So
Have you guys have you guys ever? And I laugh asking this question. Just and Jason will probably know why in a minute. Have you guys actually had a chance to play the Brickyard barbecue?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Brickyard
Have
Bar
you?
and Grill. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
played there many a times.
Yeah, we were there. We were there a couple years ago. It's a cool little place. It really is.
Yeah, it's not
But
bad, dude.
yeah, it's a cool little place. But we went there 2022. 22, is that what it was? September 22?
maybe yeah.
I
It
think
may
it
be
was.
right. Yeah.
So we drove out there to see Angelus Apatrida, and well,
Hidden Intent.
that's who we went to see. But I mean, Hidden Intent was on the bill, Offensive was on the bill, and shit. Oh crap, who the fuck, that Brazilian band? Fuck, who the hell was it?
There was two other. There was two other bands. Wasn't it?
uh, uh,
Who was the other?
Nervo Chaos.
Yeah, Nervo Chaos.
Nervo Chaos, and we missed the very first band because
Right.
we got stuck in traffic on 40 heading into Knoxville.
Yep.
So
Legend says it's still backed up.
Right. Yeah.
But so we missed the very first band, and it was actually a local band. I can't remember the name of the local band of the Knoxville band who was there. But then we had Offensive, Nervo Chaos, Hidden Intent, and Angelus Apatrida. So I mean, we drove out there for that. Like I say, it's a cool little venue.
It's not a bad little spot.
Yeah, we were a little confused though, because I mean we were our directions, and didn't realize at the time until we got there that was like this little corner of this little strip mall there, and we are like, are we in the right place? I mean,
Yep.
but yeah, it's a cool little place there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little venue.
Trying to see if it showed. I was trying to look that up, see if it showed who was with them.
Oh yeah.
It actually only lists Nervo Chaos and Hidden Intent. So.
It doesn't list Offensive either?
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's kind of shitty.
It said one person was there. That's a damn lie. It was at least three.
Me, him, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, no, there was more people there than that.
well, yeah, but should have been a lot more people there.
There should have been a lot more, but I mean, there was more than one person. But
That's good.
yeah.
Especially for a band as big as they are. I mean,
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, so they're not as big here in the States as they are overseas, but
Well, yeah, they're killing it over in Europe, but they're from Spain anyway, so.
Yeah. But still, there was I was showing pictures of that, and people were just like, "Oh, I didn't even know they were in town." Like, really?
That was the problem.
Yeah, the promoter
That was the problem.
wasn't doing what he needed to be doing. So
yeah, that was the problem. So I am seeing that you guys do have a band camp for the merch. Is all of the merch currently available? You guys have everything in stock at the moment?
At the moment, correct.
Okay.
It shouldn't show the poster right now.
I don't see a poster. I
Cool,
just
because that worked then, because we sold out of those on tour. And actually I have stuff I need to put on there. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Okay.
There's like another T-shirt and then hats that we're gonna throw up on there.
Oh,
But yeah,
nice.
we pack them. I have all the packing supplies behind me right now. Actually, I have like a a cool little what do you call them? Weight checker, whatever that's called, scale,
Yeah,
and
that's kind of like where we're fixing to do all of our stuff through. Is we're just going to do it ourselves. And
Yeah.
yeah, man.
we finally got some dates concreted in for our website, so we're going to try to get it all in one spot. So
There you go. Yeah, we did like a print on demand for a little
Right.
while there, and I wasn't really happy with the quality, and neither was anybody else.
yeah, I wasn't
Certain
either.
things it was good, other things it was really mid,
Yeah.
and it looked bad. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want people buying this and then getting it.
Yeah, that's
like,
exactly what I said, wasn't it?
Yep.
You know, because
Yes,
it
it
reflects
was.
on us. You know, so I don't.
Mhm.
So we can look at everything before we ship it.
Yeah.
You know,
I bought a tank top and a mug from Spring. That's where I had all of our stuff through, and the tank top come back, and I washed it once, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm not selling this shit. So
yeah, it's screen print if you can. Go find a screen printer.
Yo, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Go buy a sprint printer and a heat press and do it myself.
There you go. Yeah, that's the cheapest.
Because I mean, like, honestly, why am I paying something out of pocket? You know, well, not really out of pocket, but why am I not getting the full thing? You know, the full money out of it.
Yeah.
When you're printing crappy stuff. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes a little more sense to do the legwork yourself. That way, you.
Well, I mean, we're not doing 500. You know, we're not selling 500 units a month or nothing right now. So I mean, it's definitely doable. You know. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, because then we have control over the quality and everything else. So you know.
By the time we get to that, the grandkids should be old enough they can put them in there and they can do all the work.
Right. Little Metalhead Unite sweatshop.
Yeah. We have to do that at Christmas time if we ever get that.
That's right. Yeah.
Just dress them all up like elves. And,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
See,
Herbie
the
doesn't
elves
like to make toys.
The elves are at work at the Metalheads Unite Metal Shop.
That's right. Yeah.
Sweatshop.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
All right, so Skylar, you got to let us in on the Bandomator here.
That's the Bandomator. The Bandomator is like animator, but I'm the
gotcha,
animator
gotcha.
of the band.
Okay. Yeah.
Bandomator.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense.
Good
Makes
play on
sense.
words, yeah.
Makes sense.
So, with that being said, we always like to ask. I know you guys have done some stuff in touring. Is there anything that like stuck out with you touring or anything like that? I mean, it could be fun. It could be funny or.
I hope y'all got another hour or so, dude.
We got as long as you can.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Dude, the first tour, it was so like, it was really rewarding. It was the coolest time. It was like the most rewarding experience playing music, but it was also the most exhausting experience playing music. The first venue we went to was the Upside Down Plaza, dude. And it was a cool venue. The bar manager was the coolest dude. Like, they were all super cool. There's maybe like a handful, like maybe 10 people there. But like all 10 of those people were super fucking into it. And that makes the world of difference, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good time, which was Birmingham. And then Hard Rock Cafe, that was a whole ass experience. We had to load in at the Hard Rock Cafe through their kitchen.
Oh no!
Yeah, through their kitchen, up a freight elevator that they use for truck, right? And through their greasy ass kitchen, which I mean, the food was great. Don't get me wrong, the food was really good, right? Because we got fed, which was really cool.
You like go through the back and it's like, hey drummer, can you take us to table 3 on your way through?
Yeah, I mean, practically, dude. Like they were all super, like, you know, they were all super nice with us, and then they weren't like all these motherfuckers coming through here, bringing all their heavy.
Right.
Fuck? No, they were all super courteous and everything. But dude, that was crazy. Which that crowd, there was a crowd, right? But they're all sitting down eating cheeseburgers, right? Yeah. So like there wasn't as much receptiveness. And you know, we're all playing in ears too, so like if there was a good amount of like clapping and stuff, slipping and sliding through the fucking kitchen, that was a fact. And we were running sound there too, so we had to bring all the sound equipment up too, not just theirs.
Oh no!
Oh whoa!
Yeah, and but it was like there wasn't as much like movement with that crowd, so I would argue it was harder to play to that crowd than it was at the Upside Down Plaza with 10 people, but they were all super moving and into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that went well. And then we went to Louisiana, and Louisiana is like almost our second hometown for the band because we played there last year in Sam's Place in Crowley, and it was off the chain, dude. And they didn't really know us at this point, but like they liked us. And Justin's friends with a few guys there, and he was friends with the band because he's from there originally. He's friends with the band that opened for us. This time, everyone came out, dude. It was the best show that we've played this year so far, I would just have to say, because it felt like we're playing to really true fans. Like everyone else kind of didn't really know us, but they were like really into it, right? But these guys were like singing the songs back to us and everything, you know? So it was really like a big hometown show almost, even though we're not from Crowley, you know? So it was a weird phenomenon with that, but it was awesome. And then Black Creek Tavern, the last date, nobody was there.
Wow.
Then it was like a roller coaster, dude. It was like, you know, great show, okay, kind of okay show, amazing show, you know, not good show, you know. It's just a roller coaster of emotions, and we're all running off of 3-4 hours of sleep,
Right.
you know. And it's like we're all like skipping food and stuff. We're all hungry, you know, so we're all like, you know, there, but we survived. And that's like one of those points of a band's going to break up after tour because they can't stand to be around each other. But I think we're all closer because of it. You know, we're all like one big family, truly.
Yeah. Yeah, like fruit roll ups stuck in the neck of the guitar.
Shoot, yeah. There's gas station coffee, energy drinks, and Slim Jims, dude. You know, like we actually had we brought coolers with us and everything, so it wasn't too bad. But you know, it was an experience, man, and we're definitely going to do it again. It's just booking it and planning it.
Yeah, my wife is actually from Lafayette, Louisiana. So
okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's great country down there, dude. Yeah. A lot of nice people, great food.
Oh, the food,
amazing food.
Oh, the food is insane. Yeah. Thankfully, my in-laws are like authentic Cajun. So I mean.
I'm sorry, dude. What Justin commented, it was the gas station, you know, the gas station hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Taquitos that they have and shit. We lived off of those, dude. Yeah, it was
diarrhea rollers.
Rough.
Diarrhea rollers.
Oh, yeah. No,
that's got to be rough.
Oh, yeah. It was a great time. And, you know, our lovely merch crew, which was my wife and Jesse's girlfriend, they're troopers, man. They really have it locked down. And if you've looked at the band page, you saw our merch table. And they have 110% hand in all of that, making it look as good as it does. I'm getting jumbled here, but the racks and everything, it looks great. And they held out. They came on tour with us, and they handled the merch, and they did pictures. And truly, we really do have like a whole crew of support.
And that's a big thing, especially.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh yeah,
when everyone can come together and work together, you got a good support system and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and we all love each other, and it's just a big family, man. Truly.
The night.
Hell yeah.
So it's like, is there any other, like maybe on some other tours or anything stand out from like playing those? Any crazy thing happening or anything?
The other tours. I mean, as far as as Southern Realms went, nothing insanely like crazy happened. Right? It was pretty smooth, all in all. You know, we spent the whole time like recording video, and I'm currently working on like the recap movie, kind of.
Yeah.
Like editing it and stuff, which makes me want to take my hair out because I hate editing video, but it's just a pain in the ass sometimes.
It's like he's doing some Drew Fortier stuff here, so
yeah.
It's gonna be a cool thing because I know like people want to see that, and I've noticed like with social media and stuff, people really just want to they don't want to be advertised to, so you can't make your whole page just like advertising shows and shit.
Right.
You really have to give people like a reason to give a fuck, you know. And watching those videos, they feel like they're there with us and they're experiencing it with us. So it's a really important thing to do.
I agree with that.
Including your fan base, because then they're there. They feel like they're a part of it, which they truly are. We have an amazing fan base.
Yeah, that's another thing is like the bands that we're familiar with from out that way or have a pretty steady following, man. Like
Yeah, they do.
there's some we've seen some Halo Scholar shows here, and people from Knoxville would drive to Nashville. It's like
Yeah.
wow, it's pretty wild. But
No, for sure,
So
we have people coming from a lot of different places, and it's awesome. It's rewarding.
I think it's cool a little part too because you guys are so close to so many other states, right there in that corner.
Right.
Yeah. And we are in prime real estate right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, pretty centrally located.
Yeah, and just what's the mountain over there? You just look over and see all the touching states and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
Well,
I've heard
yeah,
it's not actually 7. So, like, I've heard so you only really see 4. They just said 7. I don't know why.
I've heard 7 too, but I was like, man, realistically, I could see 5. I don't know how you would see the other states over another state. That's kind of
because I mean, because line of sight with the curvature of the Earth, it only goes out to about 15 miles on a clear day.
Right.
So,
right.
well, Pals with Sal threw down the gauntlet. She says she's your number one fan. So I mean, I don't know if I don't know if she's going to start a war or anything.
Well, she's been to 2 of our shows, and she's a big. She said she's there singing it. She's there singing the songs and everything.
That's good. So.
Yeah, it is.
We released Final Notice the day of the Alien Ant Farm show, right? And so like people probably having a whole lot of time to learn it, right? But she's there. She's at the Alien Ant Farm show with her hubby, and they're singing it, dude. They're fucking there.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, you know what I mean? Good thing I did a lyric video. Huh?
Yeah.
It's like, don't nothing get a band hyped up more than that. So, seeing somebody singing a new release song at their show.
Dude,
day of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Day of.
It makes you feel like, well, at least someone gives a shit. You know what I mean?
Well, I remember like the first time I seen Metallica, we were all long haired guys and stuff back in that 90s. That's how it was. Everybody had long hair, but we were at a show and like we seen all these little short haired preppy looking dudes up in the front, of us, and they were like jamming out too, and then they were singing songs that we never heard. They were playing like Metallica was playing B-side stuff that night for some because like. I think it was Alice in Chains was supposed to open, and then Lane Staley went into rehab again. So they just lengthened their set, just to give the fans, what they wanted. Of course, this was in the '90s. Metallica probably wouldn't do that now, but it was crazy to see those guys up there, like headbanging and singing the B-side stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck, they learned this song from? Like, yeah, it's like, yeah. So I can definitely see how that would be a very cool thing to see a fan out there singing something that you just came out with. That's
it's great. Dude, the support is it's magical, dude. It's awesome.
So, before we let you go, I guess is there anything else you kind of want to promote your socials and where people can pick up merch and all that good stuff? Or?
We got a Facebook. Facebook's our most active thing. We're doing our best to get on other stuff, and like TikTok's like. I was singing its praises earlier, but it is kind of you got to do it right. You got to put this stuff together right for it to do the best. So we're learning that, and but Facebook's our main thing, but also Bandcamp. That's our merch store. Me and the wife, my wife Sarah, pack it. So if you want something hand packed, and we write cute little notes in it too. So if you want a cute little note, we say give a little thank you note, and we might throw a sticker in there. So. Yeah, so so there's that, and then that's pretty much that. And Spotify, keep an eye out on that. Listen to our stuff, check it out, dig in.
Well, I think we're following you guys on Facebook. I know, and then I followed you guys on Spotify as well. So
and I made sure that the Metalheads Unite is following you guys on Instagram also. So
awesome. Yeah, Justin usually handles the Instagram. I'm the social media guy for Facebook and stuff, but Justin usually takes care of the Instagram. So.
Yeah, trust me, we know exactly what you mean about TikTok because I mean we're on it, and we post. I make sure that I do post a weekly recap. I actually record it for TikTok,
There you go.
and then I redistribute it from there. I put it on Rumble and Twitch and Instagram
Right.
and all that. So I mean, it's recorded for TikTok. Funny thing is my daughter finally convinced me that that we needed a TikTok for the
Yep.
show. So I started it, and then what was it for like the first 3 or 4 months? I just dragged my feet. I was like, I don't know what to do on this damn thing. I don't know how it should look, how it should sound, and everything else. And then I finally it finally kind of popped into my head. I was like, well, let's just do the Metalhead Minute every week and go from there. So that's what I call it. And like I say, I just do a quick 60 to 75 second recap of the
There you go.
previous week. So this coming Wednesday, it'll be, we had Skylar from Broken Side on the show, and, check out their single and their EPs. Just a quick little, just to get us out there, So finally came up with something after about 3 months. So
Yeah, man.
TikTok was
Keep it up, man. I suggest cheat code in your hashtags. Those matter. For you page, FYP, always put that in there.
I do.
That, of course. And then if you want, another little cheat code is you put a sound that's really popular and then you mute it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. And then it'll put you in videos with that sound, but it's muted.
Oh, okay.
So more people will see it.
Okay.
That is a cheat code, because I was already doing the For You and FYP because my kids told me about that shit.
Yeah. That's like 101.
Yeah.
POV is a big one too. And maybe even doing it more often than we.
I have been trying to throw around like an idea of something else, because I do like the weekly thing that we do. I think our followers have gotten used to it.
Okay, cool.
But so I have been trying to kind of brainstorm to come up with something else to supplement it. So I'm working on that, because I would like a little more frequency myself personally, for a little bit more diversity in the content. So yeah, I am kind of working on something.
Do like a song of the day.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a lot. I mean, it's not too much. Just make a little slideshow of like, hey, song of the day, and then you swipe, and then it's like on Spotify or something. There's like the album, and then like have the song playing.
Yeah.
And then sometimes those do well, sometimes they don't. I see a lot of them.
We've talked about doing something similar to that, like an hour show, sometime during the week, just all new music, because we have the radio. We have a radio station, so
yeah, we do.
We're able to. We have a yearly contract that we do through them, and they have the copyrights to everything that we can use. So
gotcha.
Yep.
So we're good with whatever we want to do, as long as it's from there onto the platform. So
yeah.
So we thought about doing something like that, do like this, creating a playlist with the new stuff and kind of playing it through the.
Yes, we got a couple of irons in the fire as far as
just having the
content.
It's just having the time with we're on different schedules and different days of the week we work, so it's kind of hard to try to plan it out. So
I get it for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so couldn't make it to practice today. I'm sure
the age-old problem.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's showing up for band practice.
Well, we're usually pretty good, but other times, like we were really busy in May, like super busy, and now like might have a week or two off just to do whatever.
That's good. I think you need downtime in between.
Oh yeah, you get burned out too quick, man.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you don't want it. You definitely don't want anything to feel like work or a chore or anything else, because then you're just like, because then people are like, fuck this shit. That's the last thing anybody wants.
Yeah. And your followers will know.
Oh yeah,
they can see it.
Oh yeah,
you're just like half-assing it.
Mm-hmm.
They can see it.
Skylar, man, we appreciate you taking your time out to be with us.
Hey, appreciate you guys having me, man.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, so anything new comes up, we'll be sure to share that on our socials as well. So
absolutely, yep. You're a part of the Metalheads Unite family now. So
sweet. Well, anytime you want me to come back, man, I'd love to come back and
absolutely, man. Yes, dude.
Yeah, man, we love, like, we've had a lot of repeats. With us, so we enjoy that too. Just to kind of there was like earlier this year was like a year and a half between the last time we talked to one of the guys, so it was a good little chunk we could catch up on. So So it's always good to have a little time in between and then bring you back on and talk about, y'all come out with a EP or LP or whatever you guys decide to do. We'll bring you back on to promote that. So
Hey, sounds good,
Absolutely.
man. I appreciate it.
yeah, man.
Absolutely. So yes, Skylar Gratz of Broken Side. We greatly appreciate you coming on the show. Everybody out there, check out the new single Final Notice by Broken Side on Spotify now. Check out the Outlaw Sessions. Check out Fathom. Check out Follow the Truth. Follow them on Facebook. Follow them on Instagram. And go check out the Bandcamp for all your Broken Side merch.
Sir. Yeah, we appreciate it, Skylar, man. You take care.
Hey, man, y'all are great. Thank you
We
guys.
appreciate it.
Thank
All
you,
right.
man.
Hell yeah.
Take care, bud. Have a great weekend.
See you.
Bye. Hell yeah.
All right. Skylar Gratz.
Skylar Gratz.
Basis for Broken Side. I guess, like Chris said, if you hadn't checked out any of their stuff, do yourself a favor and check it out, man. It's definitely some good shit. I was pleasantly surprised, like with the diversity of the stuff that they do. It's just pretty cool.
Yeah, they've got their stuff has a really nice groove to it.
It does, yeah.
It really does. It's got a great groove to it.
And thanks to all the people in the chat tonight. A lot of people in there. Justin Myers and Pals with Sal's and Succulura and Dana and Amy, of course, were here.
Yep.
Let's see if I'm missing anybody. Crystal was here. Happy birthday again.
Yep. ZZYZX
0614. Yeah, I knew there was another one. So
yep. Also in Twitch. All of the hopefully you guys will give us a follow and keep up with everything Metalheads Unite. So we greatly appreciate you guys.
And,
we appreciated having every single one of you in the chat tonight.
We'll take a little break and we'll come back because there's a couple things we want to talk about. So we'll take a little break real quick and then we'll come back and talk about that. You guys are feel free to hang out a little longer if you want to. We're just going to cover a couple of stories that we think need to be talked about, and then we'll come back and do that. And,
it's going to take a quick 5 to 10 second break for editing purposes. So.
Well, I was going to do the countdown again real quick. So
that will know. Oh, a 30-second break. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, we'll be right back.
And he's gone. Oh my god, that's fantastic. ZZYZX. Skylar's a good dude. It was awesome of him to reach out and send us the new single. It was awesome. Hey, Zaynel over on YouTube, a quick yo back at you. Thank you for joining. Jason will be right back. We're gonna talk about a couple things, but we will be wrapping up the show here in a little bit. So
sorry about that, Jason.
That was funny as fuck. That countdown ended and it went back, and you were just gone.
Yeah,
that was funny as hell.
No, I was here the whole time. You didn't see me.
No. Jesus, that was funny.
John Cena taught me that trick. So
yeah, he did. Oh god, that was fucking funny. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd be back in time, but evidently not. So.
No harm done. No harm done at all. No harm done.
All right. I know there was some stuff you were hanging on to that you kind of wanted to talk about. So
yeah, there was a couple. There was, like I said, there was a story I've been kind of sitting on, and then there was something that happened during the week that we should probably talk about. Not exactly one of the things we really care to talk about, but
right
at the same time we try to cover this kind of stuff. So We'll knock this out. We'll get this out of the way first. Ironically enough, over at foxnews.com, Doug Ingle, a founding member and lead singer of Iron Butterfly, has passed away. He was 78. Fox News Digital confirmed on Monday that the Inagata-Devita singer died on May 24th. Doug's son shared a statement that read, quote, "My father passed away Friday evening, May 24th, 2024. It's a huge loss and a crack in our family's universe, which will be a challenge navigating through this new reality. Dad was a truly wonderful person to know and be around. He had a comical wit and always fast with comebacks that would cause spontaneous laughter, making it sometimes hard to have a serious conversation. He will be missed." Doug's son also provided a snapshot of his original announcement he shared on his Facebook page. Quote, "It's with a heavy heart and great sadness to announce the passing of my father, Doug Ingle. Dad passed away peacefully this evening in the presence of family. Thank you, Dad, for being a father, teacher, and friend. Cherished, loving memories I will carry the rest of my days moving forward in this journey of life." End quote. Born in Omaha, Doug was the last surviving member of Iron Butterfly, which was formed in San Diego, California in 1966. The band's drummer, Ron Bushy, passed away in 2021 at 79. Bassist Lee Dorman died in 2012 at 70, and Eric Brand, the band's guitarist, passed away in 2003 at 52. Ingle was a member of the rock band through 1970. The band released their album Metamorphosis that year and broke up the following year in 1971. The band reunited in the mid-1970s, but Ingle did not join. However, Doug did perform with Iron Butterfly several times before he retired from performing in 1999. So that was one of them. And now that I read that one, there's another one that I'm thinking of. Give me just a second to find it, because I should have actually pulled it up into its own tab, but I did not. But thankfully, while I was rambling on there just a second ago, I did find it. Over at metalsucks.net, Brad Raub, bassist for metal band Summerland's Eternal Champion and War Hungry, as well as a touring bassist for Stone Dagger, has recently died at the tragically young age of 36. At the time of this writing, which was earlier this morning, no information has been released about the cause of death. In a statement from Summerlands on Instagram, which also tagged Eternal Champion, the band had this to say about their fallen colleague and brother. Quote, "We are devastated to report that yesterday our brother, our bassist, our best friend, Brad Raub, has passed on. He was 36 years young. Brad was well-read, fucking hilarious, a true sweetheart, a great listener, a deadly sharp bassist, a legendary napper, and a man who loved his family and friends till his last moment. A true example of a person whom to know was to love, and his friendship, mirth, his kindness, and 1,000 other qualities will be missed beyond what words can convey. Nothing can repair the void left in our lives right now, but we are accepting love and good vibes. If you smoke, then smoke one for our man. If you drink, then drink one for our man. We love you, Bad Brad. See you on the other side." End quote. At the time of this writing, War Hungry and Stone Dagger have not released any statements about Raub's death, but both band social media pages have been silent since 2018, so a statement might not be forthcoming. While we don't know what happened to Raub exactly, nobody should fade from this world at such a young age as 36. We extend our heartfelt condolences to all of Raub's friends, family members, fans, and band. That's absolutely awful. Somebody, whether it's 78 like Doug Ingle, or somebody half that age at 36 passing away. I mean, it's just awful. So so our thoughts and everything else go out to the families and friends of both of those gentlemen. So
there was one I wanted to kind of talk about too. I think I shared it on the group page, but wanted to talk about the Mark Osagueda from Death Angel didn't tell his Death Angel bandmates he was working with Kerry King until 4 months ago. So
yeah,
I was kind of wanting to share that because I was curious about the story of why as well. So during an appearance on the latest episode of Let There Be Talk podcast with rock and roll comedian Dean Del Rey, Mark Osagueda was asked how he broke the news to his Death Angel bandmates that he was joining Kerry King in the solo project from the Slayer guitarist. The singer said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, "Oh man, with this one, it was tough. I really had to respect the NDA, non-disclosure agreement I signed with Kerry's team, and I really did. And it was eating at me because Death Angel has been touring consistently consistently. Sorry, we toured consistently when the world shut down due to the coronavirus pandemic. when the world reopened, we went right back on the road again, which we know that we've seen them twice. And this was all happening. I was starting to do these demos during the pandemic. And then after that, I was regularly seeing Kerry to do more demos for his debut solo album when the world opened. And Kerry's record was done for a year before it came out. And I'd be on tour with Death Angel. And then there were some nights where me and Rob Cavastani, Death Angel guitarist, were in the lounge, just me and him, drinking, listening to music, and just laughing and talking like we do. And it just took everything in me not to tell him what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so hard to not say, look, bro. So this is just one of those things that, just like it or not, some people will think I'm an ass about it, but I just kind of really promised Kerry, and I signed the NDA. Mark explained. I promised everyone I wasn't going to let anyone know. The only people who knew were my girlfriend, my girl, my mom, and my sister. We didn't even tell my dad because my dad has loose lips. so, so we didn't even tell him then. So those are the three people who knew, and of course, people who were at the studio when we were recording and shit like that, who were all NDA people as well. So it's fucked up, but I waited and let him know through email same day that the official announcement of Kerry King's new band in early February. And then shortly thereafter, I talked to Rob and Ted Aguilar, Death Angel Guitars, elaborating on how he approached informing his longtime bandmates of the involvement with Kerry King's new band. Mark said, I said in the email, look, this is the toughest thing for me to tell you, and how I worded it in one aspect to them was just pretty much, this is going to be either the most surprising thing in the world to you or / the most obvious thing in the world to you. And I even said at the end, because it was an email to the guys, and I just said, take some time to really process all this before you respond, before we talk. Let all of this kind of sink in, and then when we come together, if you want to talk to me, then we'll all talk. Shortly thereafter, I talked to Ted and Rob, and they were still a little sideswiped for sure. I could see it in their faces. We did a FaceTime kind of Zoom call, and the three of us, and they were both definitely still kind of in a state of processing. But by the end of the call, after we talked for about an hour, they were supportive for sure, happy for me. And both did say, now that you mention it, man, it's kind of the most obvious fucking thing in the world. But it was tough. I'm not going to lie. It was tough because we've been through so much together, especially me and Rob. I mean, not to take any away from shit, Ted's been in the band since 2001, and now Damien and Will have been in the band for well over a decade now. So it's crazy. But of course, me and Rob, we've known each other since we were in the crib. So it was tough. It was a tough one. But now Rob is very, very supportive. Before the first Kerry King show, I got a text from him saying, have a fucking killer show, bro, and all that kind of stuff. The Kerry King album release day has sent me congratulations on release day, Ted as well. So they've come to accept it. And I think it's already brought a lot of attention to Death Angel, and it's going to keep doing that. But it was tough. Mark added, I'm excited about everything. I'm excited about everything ahead. But yeah, for sure, it was definitely a delicate situation. Even before it was happening, when I knew it was coming up, it was like, I've got to choose my words carefully. It's tough. But now that it's out, I feel so relieved. And then since then, we've Death Angel toured South and Central America together. And recently, and that was the first tour we did since the Kerry King announcement. And some of Kerry's songs have been released. So everyone got a long great, and it's out, and it just feels so much better to be around the guys with them knowing. Just felt odd for them not knowing. I could see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you probably felt like he was lying to him, just
Right. Yeah. Asked by Del Rey if he made his clear in his initial email that he was not quitting Death Angel, Mark said, yeah, absolutely. Well, first off, I'm kind of yammering about the process of it, but I definitely said I'm very much still the singer of Death Angel. And of course, when I was talking to Rob and Ted, Rob was like, I'm very happy to hear you say that. I'm like, of course, bro. Yeah, when we were talking, when I shared this, we were talking about that, and I said, yeah, I mean, there's no way Mark's going to just, walk away from the band, because I mean, he's got too much tenure tied up in Death Angel. I mean, you get all the way back into the 80s. So, so you can't just walk away from that kind of thing just because you have a big opportunity with Kerry King. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an opportunity, but you can't walk away from what you've built either.
right.
And I don't think Kerry was going to ask him to do that either.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I mean, because he's been because Kerry he's been around obviously long enough to know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so he and especially with the other guys he went and got. He got Mark, he got
Mhm.
Phil Demmel, and he got Paul Bostaff. I mean, guys he knows, guys he's worked with before, guys who are professionals from other bands, and Mark will be able to make it work. There are other vocalists out there who
Well,
have
yeah.
more than one project going on at a time. Hell, we talk about Mike Portnoy. He's in multiple bands. Tim Ripper Owens has got multiple things going on.
Well, you
Max
brought up Maynard.
Max
You brought up.
Cavalera's got a million things going on. So
We were talking about Maynard earlier from Tool. I mean,
yeah, he's got three
he's
different things
three.
going
He's
on.
got
Yeah,
three, and he's writing music for all three right now. So I
yeah.
mean, so,
So I mean, it can be done. It absolutely can be done. It's not unprecedented by any stretch of the imagination. So
no, and we already knew that Mark and them were working on new music too. So
oh,
which it
absolutely.
is, and honestly, it's probably already done. They probably just haven't, got it finalized or anything because I'm sure he did that before he went on tour with Carrie. So
Yeah, and it was just recently announced that Death Angel's going to be going out on tour with Wasp. So I mean,
well, yeah, so yeah,
so
which is all the more reason to buy tickets to that, I guess. So.
yes, yes,
Which I was going to go see Wasp when he broke his leg or whatever it was. I think
it
Blackie
was
did.
no,
So.
it was his back.
Yeah, something. Yeah, back. Actually.
Yeah, it was his back.
I can't keep up, man. They all like doing crazy shit right now. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
I know they canceled the show here in Nashville. So,
yep.
I was kind of like, damn, I was going to go to that, but yeah, definitely something I'm gonna look into this time because that's kind of one of the bands I grew up with in the '80s I've never seen. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to get that in before.
Yeah. I want to make sure too that I get my ticket for that Accept and KK's Priest tour.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I gotta go to that. So
Yeah.
I gotta go to that. There's shows this year that I missed already that I'm kicking myself for. I've got to make sure I see Accept and KK's Priest because I mean, especially with the age of some of those guys and some of those bands, they may or may not be coming around again this way. So definitely got to make sure I get that. I get that one in. So
Well, especially with Excel because they talk about how hard it is to tour over here,
right,
being from Germany. So
yeah,
it's they said it's really hard to get anything going over here. So
yeah,
you got to make sure it's worth the while when they tour. So we got to help them make
yeah,
sure it's worth their while. So
absolutely, yeah,
yeah, and plus we gotta go because Martin Montnick's been on the show twice. So, I mean,
right, yeah,
so
yeah,
which is that this is the thing. Like we're talking about newer bands a lot on here, but you gotta look at what's coming out already. Like you had the Judas Priest came out. You've had the Kerry King. You've had
and the new Accept,
Yeah, I was
new
supposed to say like
cake, new KK's
fire.
Priest.
You had some fire ass albums, and then if you haven't, like, I'm gonna share this real quick because we're talking about it. Let me share this real quick. This is the this is the playlist to our new music this week.
Oh yeah,
You have not listened to that yet. There is some, I want to just tell you, there's probably 20, about 20 bands on there that you may have never heard of. Out of the 35 track, 30, 40. I don't know what I got it to. I got to 40 this week. And actually, the Broken Sides final notice is on there. So if you want to check that out, it is on that playlist. But we had some big bands release stuff this week, man. Like we had Bury Tomorrow, we had Kitty, we had oh man, it was great. Slaughter to Prevail.
dude, I seriously think because I mean that new Kitty album comes out in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I think that thing's gonna be a banger.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
We had new Cavalier Conspiracy this week.
Yep.
We had new Flotsam
New
and
Flotsam and
Jetsam.
Jetsam. Yep.
Jesus Christ, so
New Dream Evil.
Dream Evil. Yeah, it's like, man, it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see the amount. A New Day to Remember song. I forgot about that. But it's crazy to see the difference in. You got all these new bands, but then you still got these old bands that's killing it, dude. Just like,
and we still have 7 months left in this year.
Oh, shut up, man! Like,
it's just now. I know. I mean, it's just now June 1st.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's insane. in a good way, but it's insane.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But the amount of stuff that's out and the amount of stuff that's coming out is just
Hmm.
unreal. So,
All right, so I have this other story, like I say, that I've
okay,
been sitting on for a little bit. Um, I saw it at a couple of different outlets, but I went with I got this one right here. I got it pulled up in my phone. Like I say, I've been hanging on to it. And this is probably this will be a little bit of a discussion piece, but I have a feeling we'll both be on the same page as far as this one goes. This one's over at metaladdicts.com. Metal Archives bans AI generated music. Metal Archives, which is Encyclopedia Metallum, the authoritative compendium of metal music, has taken a decisive stance against a burgeoning phenomenon, AI generated music. As the boundaries between human ingenuity and machine generated output blur, Metal Archives' proclamation marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing dialogue about the future of music and the ethical considerations surrounding its creation. Metal Archives Administrator Darrigan issued the following statement. Quote, recently, there's been a noticeable uptick in the number of bands being submitted to the site which have AI generated music. We want to make it clear that what our position is on these bands and how we plan to move forward in assessing them. It went without saying, at least up until now, that when we imagined growing the largest and most complete database of metal music, part of that vision was the preservation of art and human expression through music. Until AI, that was a given. The music described on the site is, in some way, played, programmed, and composed by a human being. That still remains an important criterion for us, and it is our belief that AI generated music does not satisfy that requirement. With the above in mind, we won't be accepting bands with AI generated albums, and we will scrutinize more thoroughly submissions suspected of having AI generated music. For those users submitting bands, if you have a band suspected of having AI generated music, we may call upon you to provide evidence to prove otherwise, whether it's behind the scenes material, statements from the band, or its label, evidence the band played live, promotional materials showing the band is genuine, and so on. The more evidence we have to show that such a band is real and its music composed by a human being, the better. Our goal isn't to make this harder on you or anyone for that matter, but we want to stay true to our vision for the site. This policy isn't perfect and is a work in progress which may evolve over time. We know there will be some bands with AI generated music mistakenly added to the site, and we also know mistakes can be made, and bands without AI generated material may be flagged for having AI generated music. With your help, we hope to avoid this as much as possible. So I think that's a good idea.
exactly,
I
yeah.
really do. I think it's a good idea.
Because we've talked about the eight. Like to me, like there's probably I don't know. I would say there's some things with AI that you could probably use as far as like tweaking some sounds or something that's yours. But
Yeah.
as far as like creating a whole like a whole like song or anything just from AI, yeah, I don't
And
agree with that because it takes away the creativity of a song. Like, how are you going to tell a band, hey, what was you thinking when I wrote this song? Well, hell, I don't know. I just said AI write it. Like, what the fuck kind of damn, there's no conversation to be had about
no.
any of that. So,
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to be said because I mean, it's like we were talking to Skylar. We were just asking him, well, what did you think about this, and what did you think about it? He was just like, well, it was just a vibe, and we thought it was cool.
right.
And that's a funny thing. It doesn't need to be some long-winded, drawn out, in-depth thing. If that's the way you felt, and that's what came out of it, then fine. But if you're just like typing in a bunch of keywords and hitting go, and then like something comes out, it's not
Yeah,
it's not magical. It's not
it's,
organic.
it's not authentic. Yeah.
No, it's fucking fake. And the, and the funny thing is I don't uh, on the same token, I don't necessarily have a problem with like AI generated album art.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel the same way about album art. Now, I don't think you should just completely like if you want to do if you want to do one album that way, fine. If
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ultimately, it's up to a band if they decide they want to do that. Do I think they should? No, because it's not your vision. It's not
Right.
your vision. So, but again, that's up to you. Because I know, I think it was Deicide. Was it Deicide? Shit, I can't remember. I think it was Deicide that last album, they had AI generated album art and people were pissed off about it. And then like the band was like, we don't really give a fuck. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I don't have a problem with Deicide being like, we don't give a fuck. That's fine. That's fine.
Well, because their music was written and performed by them. So
Right.
it wasn't like the album art had nothing to do with the way they performed anything on the albums.
Right. But
I do like the fact, because we talk to many bands on here that say, hey, we just handed this guy this art and or handed the guy this song list and this is what he came up with. Like,
yeah,
you're not gonna get that from AI. So.
Yeah. And that's and I like when I just like when stuff is done by a human being, whether it's the music, whether it's the cover art, whatever. I mean, it's just I think this AI shit I think it's just fake. It's not real. It's not genuine. It's just fake.
Well, there's a time and a place for stuff, but it's not in the entertainment world. I just want to say that. So.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, with the writer strike in Hollywood, when they, resolved that was in the resolve. It's like, you can't have any AI, resemblances or anything of our actors, like, or you will be sued. So,
absolutely.
I mean, that's.
And if I'm like,
and I think that's perfect. I mean, it should be like that. It should be that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I would be fucking furious if I was like Brad Pitt or Scarlett Johansson or someone like that, and they're like, "Hey, this is this new Brad Pitt movie," and Brad Pitt's like, "I'm not even in that. What the fuck are they talking about?" And then he gets a screening of it. He's like, "That's not even me." So I mean,
right.
And believe you me, if you think that like Paramount or MGM wouldn't do that in order to avoid paying Brad Pitt $20 million.
Well, yeah.
If you think they wouldn't have done that, you're fooling yourself.
Yeah. If they can get away with it,
hell yeah, they would have.
Yeah. But the thing is a double-edged sword, because now you're talking about identity theft, in my opinion, because I mean,
yep, I think so.
That's the last I heard, that was a federal law. You can't
absolutely
steal someone's identity. So I mean, so I don't know how they're going to like get around all that, because like I said, you have laws in place for a reason, for things like that. So,
well, the way you avoid it is if you want Brad Pitt in your movie, fucking ask him if he wants to do the movie, send him the script, and if he accepts the invite, then you got Brad Pitt in your movie.
Yeah, and pay pay him what he wants to be paid, or what you think the movie, because that's different. Like, people say, oh, well, this guy's getting $7 million a movie now. No, he's not, because every project, and I'm speaking from experience, every project has a different budget. So if I'm on a project that's got, a $50 million budget or whatnot, you're not going to go out and pay Brad Pitt $30 million of that. I mean,
well, no,
because your budget's shot. You can't, you're not going to be able to get anybody else in it.
Yeah. And that just all comes down to the pre-production negotiations.
Yeah,
don't be putting anyone's face over just a blank model. Be like, yeah, here's the actor, because it's first of all, everyone's going to know it's bullshit.
Right.
Second of all, the second that happens, whether it's Brad Pitt, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, whoever, they're going to be like, I'm not in that movie. Mm-hmm. And then, then what, so
it's the same. And it goes the same with music and, what entertainment in general. I mean, you can, you can get away with doing stuff like that. It's like video games or something like that, maybe.
Well, sure.
But no. Well, outside of that, I don't think you can get away with.
Well, yeah, because I mean, what's the name of that one video game that Keanu Reeves was in? What was it, 2177? Something like that. Any of you gamers out there can. I think that's what it was, but I mean, that's a completely different thing, because everyone knows video games are a virtual world. This, and then the developer of that game, they reached out to Keanu and his representatives and said, hey, we would like to feature you in the game. Of course, it's going to be a virtual Keanu Reeves. That's when you're paying Keanu to use his likeness for the game. That's a completely different animal altogether. He was actually involved in the process. But then if you want to put Keanu Reeves, quote unquote, into like John Wick 5, like if he doesn't want to do the movie and they make John Wick 5 and they just superimpose Keanu Reeves over, just some avatar, that's not the same
Yeah.
thing. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Getting somebody directly involved in a project
Well,
is completely different.
Well, first off, you're not going to get the same fight scenes for one because
Of course not.
Keanu Reeves works on those for like months
Yes, he does.
at a time. Before this the guy's constantly improving on his craft. I mean,
And
that's what you have to do. Like, I mean,
and he's the one actually firing the weapons.
yep.
He's doing all the weapons training and all that other shit. So I mean, he's about it. What when it comes to that role, he's doing as much of it as he possibly can. And that's the funny thing. He's in his mid 50s. He's in his mid 50s now.
Well,
So.
I'm sure he's got stunt people through the glass stuff. And
Well, no, I know he does, but I mean, like all of the gunplay, that's all him. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, the fight scenes are pretty much him. I mean, they're
Yeah.
I mean, and other than probably rolling down the steps and shit, but that's
of course, yeah,
side the point, but
yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, it's just
I can agree with all of that stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm on the side of we need AI for as little as possible.
Right.
I am for. I mean, not to say that I don't want it at all, but I think we need it as little as possible. And what we do use it for, we better make sure that it's safe and we can shut it off if we fucking need to.
Yep. Yep.
We better be able to dump water in that fucker and kill it if we need to.
I come across this little story that's kind of interesting. I'm just going to talk about it real quick. This is over from Blabbermouth as well. According to Metal Journal, a bat landed on the left leg of the Pretty Reckless singer Taylor Momsen during their band's performance May 29th in Seville, Spain, as a support act for AC/DC. After playing the fifth song of Pretty Reckless's set, which is Burn, Taylor addressed the crowd saying, "You guys are pointing at something, and I want to know what you're saying." She then looked down at her leg and noticed the bat, after which she returned to the microphone and exclaimed, "There's a fucking flying bat on my leg right now. Can someone help me, please? I must really be a witch." So a stagehand quickly came over and removed the bat, prompting Taylor to say, "Gracias, it's all right. And the bat's fine. He's going to be my new friend," before adding, "Holy fuck." Yeah, if this was January 20th, 82, that would be a different story. But
yeah, sure enough.
I think nobody told her that she's supposed to bite it. But,
right. Yeah. Ozzy saw that story and went, "Ugh, fucking amateurs."
Yeah, right. Yeah, pussy. Yeah, bite the bat.
Yeah. Come on, eat it.
Yeah. So. And there was some other stuff in there, but in the stories, but that was kind of one that stuck out just because they reminded me of the incident with the Ozzy bat. So
of course, yeah.
Yeah, and and I'm not going to go into it, but we'll just say Sebastian Bach said it again, where he can keep his mouth shut about shit. So, but
yeah, I know. I saw that earlier. Oh, did you? Speaking of which, did you see the story where he said that
Chris Jericho?
The thing with Chris Jericho. Oh, I thought that was so funny.
That was the first one I seen. Actually, I seen that one first, and then I seen the one from the other day. He said, "I'm as much of a wrestler as he is a singer."
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is it was either last week or the week before last where he was saying, I think Skid Row and we're going to get back together. And then I saw something, today where he's like, I'm not even really thinking about a Skid Row reunion right now. It's like, make up your fucking mind, Sebastian.
I think what he said, he isn't thinking about Skid Row reunion. Those guys are currently on their 8th or 9th replacement for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which isn't that far fetched.
Yeah, he's not wrong, but he's definitely out there, dude. Like,
yeah,
you're all over the damn place.
Yeah,
that's why nobody wants to work with your plan. It's right there. So
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I don't know. Did you get to listen to any albums? I'm gonna post my 2 up on the Facebook page. So
I haven't yet. I was more focused on the interview today, but Angela has to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna dive into some new music. Here after the show, I will get with you on the 2 that you listen to make sure that I don't listen to either one. So
well, they weren't on the metal HQ list. So I mean,
Oh, that's right. You did say that. Okay, so never mind. So never mind. I'll pick out a couple and I'll listen to them and I will get them posted in a write up just like last week. Probably not as many. Probably not as
right?
many.
Yeah, yeah. You overdid it last week. So
Yeah. Yeah. 9 in one day. That was a lot. So
anybody still watching? There is the Metalheads Unite radio station streaming at the bottom there. It's stream.trulyradio247.com/8008/stream. There is music uploaded there weekly, so always plenty of stuff to listen to there. So,
yep. And
we
if
do,
there's
we do post most of our playlist
yes, we do.
music on the radio station as well.
Yep. And if
It
there's
doesn't play in order because everything there is kind of sporadic. So it kind of puts things in its own order. So
yeah. But if there is something that you guys would like us to add to the playlist that you don't think is on there yet, because it may be, it may not be, depending on the playlist we've uploaded. But if you have any suggestions of songs to add to the radio station, metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com is our email address, or send us a message to any of our socials: YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, Facebook. Our Facebook page is public. Our Facebook group is private. And then over on Rumble. And there was one more that I was going to TikTok. I forgot about TikTok. So there you go.
here, there, and everywhere.
Yep.
You can also go to Spotify and check out all of our band interviews there if you want to, under the podcast section, and just search Metalhead Unite.
Mm-hmm.
Then there you can also go to playlist and search Metalhead Unite and see all of our playlists there as well. So we are all over Spotify.
Yes, we are.
And we don't get any money from them.
Yeah, so we're not getting seven 1/100ths of a cent at a time, or at all. So
that's what they were bragging about, something that rapper that came up on AEW the other night or something, or not AEW but the NXT. And I said, they was like, "Oh, she got 20 million streams." I said, "Hell, that ain't about $1,400 shit."
Yeah,
bragging about that shit.
Yeah.
But I think that's the difference with stuff too. Is like you already kind of see what technology has done to artists and bands with that kind of thing. So imagine what AI is just going to destroy them, man. Like we're not going to have, we're not going to have anything if they do shit like that. So
right.
And I won't listen to it if I know it's. I'll tell you this shit right now. I don't care. I got plenty of. I got 500 CDs in this house. I don't have to listen to AI shit. So.
No, we don't have to. No, we do not, and we shouldn't have to. So
right. Anyway, thanks again to Skylar Gratz from Broken Side for joining us for a little while there, and all the followers of Broken Side. Well, I'm gonna guess was pretty much in our chats tonight. So
that's fine.
And that's kind of what we do. We kind of collaborate and share fan bases. That's kind of how we all kind of get noticed. So
that's right.
We appreciate everybody that commented and they went and liked or followed us anywhere. I appreciate that as well.
Let's hope.
So other than that, we do have another special guest lined up for next week. So tune in for that. I guess I can tell you who it is. I mean, it's going to be one of our regulars here, Dana Horn.
He is the myth, the legend.
He is. Him and his wife run Metal and Tats, and they're going to come in here and tell you a little bit about Metal and Tats and the shows they put on and whatnot. So should be a good conversation. And then we can kind of be a 3-man team on some regular stuff next week too if we need to. So we can include Dana on the news stuff because if he's able to do that, so that's fine too. So, but look forward to having Dana on. Just to kind of we've been kind of collaborating with him for over a year now, so it's kind of maybe even longer than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like 3 years probably.
Yeah, so. 2.5, I think. Yeah.
So it's kind of glad to get him on to kind of let everybody know. We always talk about Metal and Test, but I mean we can't tell you about it because we don't run it. So
that's right.
So he can go way more in depth for that than we can. So
So yeah, we'll have him on. We'll just kind of hang out and shoot the shit for a little bit, and then We're not going to tell you this yet, but we do
Right.
have a guest for the week after. I mean, we got this streak going, and we're going to keep it rolling as long as we can.
Yeah. We're gonna try.
This is gonna, yeah. We're definitely at this rate. Well, we already are. We already are on the longest streak of guests that we've ever had.
Yeah.
So it's been cool. It's been different. It's been
I
nice.
think, what was it, 4 weeks before?
At most.
I think it was 4 weeks before.
At most.
So we're already at that.
So yeah, when Dana joins us next week, it'll be a new record. And then, like I say, we do have a guest lined up for the week after that. We're not going to tell you who that is until at least next week. So
yeah, or we may just leave it a surprise. So
we might just see how we feel.
Yeah.
Like Skylar said, depending on how the vibe feels.
That's right. That's how the vibe. Appreciate him again. Hopefully, everybody else enjoyed that conversation. If you want to catch it again, catch it over on our socials, YouTube, and it will be up on Spotify here in the next hopefully in the upcoming week.
Yep.
I actually got a couple to edit and throw up there, and this is my short week at work, so hopefully I'll have time to take care of all that before I get too far behind here. So
right.
But anyway, we appreciate you guys. Hopefully, we will see you back here next week, next Friday, same time, same day,
same time, same channel. Yep.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's right. Hell yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see you guys back here then. Until then, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.
Have a great week, you guys. Thank you very much.